Lincoln Avenue to 84th Street. We do have an extended full closure.
The closure is between Layton Avenue and I-43, the Rock Freeway. But Hansen says people will still be able to get to where they need to go in the area since they'll maintain access to businesses and the Hales Corners Park and Ride. The closure runs from 5 a.m. Thursday to 5 a.m. Friday. Debbie Lazaga, WTMJ News.
Coming up, sports is next. The Packers gear up for the preseason finale.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 3:05.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we know you do things your way. So why shop the same retail giants as everyone else when we have the products you need and trust at unbeatable prices? Right now, save $20 on a DeWalt adjustable stool with casters, 15% off assorted Hillman hardware, and select bags of AgriMaster poultry feed, just $15.99. Plus, Chick Days start Friday, August 28th with a variety of egg layers and meat birds. Find value for the work you do every day at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Whoop, just doing some roofing on another lovely Wisconsin day. No gimmicks, no shortcuts, no. It's just roofing done the old-fashioned way. Do you need shingles? Let's mingle, for a Wisconsin tradition never dwindles. So raise a glass, shake a hand for this old-fashioned brand. Whoop, that's old-fashioned roofing.
Have you been living with pain and just assuming it's something you have to just live with and accept? Do not. I'm Julia Fellow with WTMJ. If chronic pain is keeping you from enjoying life, I want you to head to Jens Family Chiropractic in Germantown. Jens Family Chiropractic is now offering soft wave tissue regeneration therapy. It's an advanced, non-invasive treatment. It helps your body repair itself naturally. I'm getting that done on my lower back. Soft wave stimulates healing, improves blood flow, and activates your own body's repair cells to target pain at its source. If you're dealing with knee pain, shoulder pain, back pain, do not wait another day. For a limited time, your first softwave treatment is just $57. This is an incredible opportunity to find out if this breakthrough therapy can help you get back to the things you love, like it did for me. Head to jensfamilychiropractic.com. That's YENTZ familychiropractic.com. Regenerate, recover, live pain-free at jensfamilychiropractic.com.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law offices. One call, that's all sports desk. The Packers host the Arizona Cardinals this week for joint practices in advance of Friday's preseason finale at Lambeau. The Cardinals are led by first-year head coach Mike LaFleur, Matt's brother.
Yeah, he is quick to criticize everything that I put on the schedule. So he's like, why are we doing this? Why are we doing that? We never do this. And I was like, all right, Mike, you got all the answers. So no, it's been healthy. It's been good. So there's been give and take on both sides for sure.
The Packers must trim the roster to 53 by 3 o'clock the afternoon of August 30th. And the Brewers enjoying a day off after taking 2 of 3 against the first-place Braves. Milwaukee begins the day with a 6-game lead over the Cubs for first place in the NL Central. The Brewers begin a 3-game series against the Mets on Tuesday.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 3:08.
Accident Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
This is Brian Wicker, Chief Homebuyer Helper with Wisconsin's own Accident Mortgage. Nicer homes are still getting multiple offers over asking, and there's only one winner per listing. I want to help you be that winner, which is why I just increased the rock-solid pre-approval guarantee to $10,000. It's all about getting the seller to pick your offer over the others. So AccuNet is now guaranteeing in writing to pay the seller 10,000 American bucks if we can't make good on the terms of your fully verified rock-solid pre-approval. Banks don't do that.
Yep.
We're willing to stand behind our work and stand behind you with a $10,000 guarantee that sellers will definitely notice. Maybe you've been writing offers and losing, which feels terrible, or maybe you're just starting out. Either way, don't settle for a flimsy bank pre-approval and let someone else end up sleeping in your dream home. Give the seller 10,000 reasons to say yes to your offer with AccuNet's new $10,000 rock-solid seller guarantee. Get started with yours today at accunet.com.
Wisconsin's afternoon news is on the air, broadcasting.
All right, happy Monday. How was the weekend?
Back. I'm really glad that you're back.
Me too.
When'd you get back?
Good to be back. Got back yesterday, late afternoon. We were in Hilton Head for the week, and it was like 100 degrees with 80% humidity.
Oh, man.
It was like a swamp.
What'd you do?
Stayed inside.
Yeah.
Went out to eat a lot. I like the summer, so I don't mind the warmth, but that's really...
Maybe nighttime was better.
Yeah, it was a little bit better. All right, let's get to it. How are we starting this Monday?
This is the 3 at 3 on Wisconsin's Afternoon News.
All right, Julia, for the first one, let's stick with the weather. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA, says that a very strong El Nino means that in Wisconsin this fall, we'll have higher than expected temperatures from September through November. It's going to be a little bit warmer. The 3-month outlook predicts nearly all of Wisconsin will have those warmer temperatures this fall. By the way, as an aside, the forecast also says above average temps for most of Alaska and the western and central United States. NOAA reports a 90% chance of a very strong El Nino event for the fall and the winter, meaning if it happens in the winter, it could be snowier but warmer for the winter as well.
What do you think about that?
I like it warmer. I could do without snowier, I guess. But,
Me too.
I hate the cold more than snow. So if it's a little warmer, yeah, what do you think?
Oh, yeah, I'm happy that's going to be warm.
Yeah, I go for that.
Number 2, John, Walmart may be sending a warning signal to the entire economy. Walmart is saying that people are spending less. Walmart had the lowest sales in 6 years. As Americans tighten their wallets, they're using, though, about $3 billion in tariff refunds to lower prices. So we'll see if that happens. It's usually one of the last dominoes to fall when American consumer weakens. When an American consumer weakens and doesn't want to spend as much. Then, last week, the stock got crushed, down about 10%, wiping out its entire gains for the year. And Walmart is not alone. July retail sales fell about 0.5% when economists expected growth. Consumer sentiment has dropped. So watch what shoppers are doing with their money, because when consumers pull back, the entire retail economy can feel it. So the question is, are we seeing a temporary slowdown, or is this beginning of something much bigger?
It's getting people's attention, that's for sure. Hey, the third one is our Brewers and the Miz. Okay, they lost yesterday in the Little League World Series game, but that's okay. They won 2 of 3 against the Braves. But let's talk about how cool it was. So at the park where the Little Leaguers play, it's about 5 miles from where the stadium was of the game last night. So the big leaguers, our guys, Miz, Turang, Yelich, the whole group, Contreras, Churio, all went to the Little League Park where there were games going on before their own game. And Pat Murphy, the manager, is often referred to Miz as Forrest Gump because he says that's kind of how the Miz acts. I know, that doesn't sound nice, does it?
Okay.
He says he means it affectionately. And remember the scene in Forrest Gump where he's jogging across the bridge and pretty soon there's tons of people running after him in Forrest Gump? You remember that scene?
When he's running?
Yeah, where Forrest Gump's running across the bridge. Well, it was like that at the Little League World Series complex. Miz walked in, and the kids just were following him. They were all over him. This is one of the things that he had to say about how special it was.
You know, as a little kid, like I definitely dreamed, and I was that way too, about getting certain guys' autographs, but no, it's crazy that I'm the guy they look up to like that.
All the guys were there. Bryce Turang hanging out with the Little Leaguers as well and reflecting on when he was that age.
I mean, we were all their age at one point in time. I never made the Little League World Series, but so they're a little bit ahead of me when I was their age. So, I don't know, it's a dream for all of us. It's a dream for them, and to see people live it and actually do it is really cool for them.
Christian Yelich, I thought, had a really interesting observation. I thought that the kids knew who they were from probably seeing them on TV or maybe on their baseball cards. Yelich said that there's another reason that so many of today's kids know who the big leaguers are.
Well, the thing with that, they all play with you on like MLB The Show, So like they know you from the video game, and then they see you on the bus, and they're kind of making the connection of like, oh, I play with you on my video game every night, and here we are on the same bus.
It was really cool to see our guys interacting with all those kids who were so excited to see their Brewer heroes.
If someone called you Forrest Gump or like said that you were like Forrest Gump, what would you think, John?
I would think they were saying I'm weird.
Life is like a box.
Yeah. Jenny! Jenny!
What?
Yeah.
Awful.
Yeah. I don't think that's the biggest compliment, is it? Murphy has a weird way of complimenting his guys, though. Like, he always cracks on Sal Frelick.
He does.
But then people say that he loves Sal Frelick.
He does.
So it'd be hard to be Murphy's
terrible.
kid, I think.
Oh, I don't even want to meet him now.
What if people called you Jenny?
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 No.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
It is 3:14 at WTMJ. Some news being made today by the Supreme Court. Royal Oaks, ABC News has it covered. Royal with us up next. We're sponsored by Diversified Wealth Strategies. Your life, your goals. Visit dwstrategies.com.
Many people feeling close to retirement ask themselves, do I have enough?
Am I missing something?
At Diversified Wealth Strategies, we provide clarity during our complimentary, no-pressure consultation. We're independent advisors using big firm tools with a boutique-style approach.
And no crickets. We stay in touch so you're never left wondering.
At Diversified Wealth Strategies, let us show you how to capture the upside, limit the downside, and feel good inside.
Visit dwstrategies.com.
Securities and investment services offered through Mosaic Wealth Inc. Member FINRA SIPC. Mosaic Wealth is separately owned, and other entities and/or marketing names, products, or services referenced here are independent of Mosaic Wealth.
WTMJ's Julia Fellow here for St. Charles Youth and Family Services. They are looking for you, a compassionate person with families to become foster parents. Through their treatment foster care program, you'll receive training, guidance, and ongoing support every step of the way. Here is Laura Wojcik, who works at St. Charles Youth and Family Services, about the passion behind her work and supporting foster parents.
Foster parents will call me up and I'll be on the phone for an hour, less, more. That don't matter to me. It matters to me that I'm listening and I'm there for them. What the child's doing, what's happening.
And understand.
Yes.
And have the right advice.
Right.
Learn more about becoming a foster parent today at stcharlesinc.org.
Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on August 25th.
Fly ball center field. It's hit well. Grisham back. It is gone!
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they battle the New York Mets.
Got him swinging. Threw him a curveball. It's 11 Ks for Mizorowski.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Tune in August 25th at 6:10 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee, or check your local listings to watch the game.
Sports parents know the countless hours and dollars spent on practice, games, equipment, training, travel. So when an injury happens, why don't we invest in recovery too? Vince Vitrano for MD Hyperbaric. Hyperbaric oxygen therapy supports the body's natural healing process, whether it's recovering from injury or a concussion, because it's not just about getting your athlete back on the field. It's about helping them recover for school, work, and life long after the season ends. Learn more at mdhyperbaric.com.
Traffic and weather. Let's check in with Debbie Lazaga. Hey, Deb.
Hey there. Okay, well, southbound on 41, backups from north of Good Hope Road all the way to Silver Spring. Northbound's just backed up between Capitol Drive and Hampton. We got some backups southbound 43 from just before Good Hope Road to Bender Road, and then from Capitol Drive down into the Marquette. Westbound 94 slowing from 27th Street to Hawley. Eastbound coming out of the stadium to 35th. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, clear skies, a low of 58. Tomorrow, slight chance for afternoon rain, a high of 80. On Wednesday, chance for showers, a high of 83. Thursday, mostly sunny, a high of 80. Friday, mostly sunny, a high of 77 degrees. It's going to be a pretty good week. The Supreme Court has allowed, at least temporarily, for construction of the White House ballroom to continue. What did they say today, and what does it mean in the bigger picture? Will it be completed as the president wants? ABC legal analyst Royal Oaks is with us. Royal, good afternoon. I guess let's start there. Is this a big answer to this question or a step in the process?
Well, it's only a step, but I think it actually is ultimately going to mean a win for Donald Trump. So the background is, of course, Trump started to demolish the East Wing. National Trust sued, saying, hey, only Congress can do that. Both the trial court and the appeals court agreed with them, but then the U.S. Supreme Court took up the case. What has just recently happened, though, is that Chief Justice Roberts gave Trump a partial win by saying, until we fully decide this case, the ballroom construction may continue. Well, it's already 2/3 done. By the time they decide, it may be 90 or 100% done. What makes anybody think the U.S. Supreme Court is saying, you know what, the National Trust is right. Get a big wrecking ball and tear down the thing that Donald Trump just built. I don't think that's going to happen. So I think this partial win actually is going to translate to an ultimate win for Trump.
Royal, do you think that this will change the way that this could be done in the future for future presidencies or the president himself right now?
Well, if the Supreme Court sides against the National Trust and says, yeah, just as the president may do some remodeling, he's entitled to, destroy a part of the building, then, of course, that's going to be definitive for the future. If it's simply a matter of the court saying, well, you were kind of slow, National Trust, the thing's practically up, it'd be kind of crazy to demolish it now. That could leave everything up in the air. But bottom line is this probably will embolden future presidents to be able to do what they want in terms of remodeling and new construction.
Royal, we find out the detail behind their reasoning when they ultimately make a decision. I guess my question is, will we find out whether or not they decided ultimately the president has discretion and that's why we okayed it, or we agree with the president it's a security issue? What kind of detail will we find out?
Yeah, it's a great point about security because the president, I think, strengthened his case a lot after the lawsuit was filed. And then, well, what about the drone-proof, bomb-proof bunker? It's all part and parcel of the same construction project. Yes, the above-ground ballroom looms over it. Of course, now we're told that the bunker was already in place 60 feet down during the Obama administration. It could withstand a nuclear blast. But I think your instinct is right. The court is going to take into account whether there's a national security link, and they'll also decide the tough question of whether a construction project like this is the province of Congress or the sitting president.
There's also something else that came out in the news. The USPS makes new rules for mail-in ballots. Can you explain what that means legally?
Yeah, what happened is in March, Trump issued an executive order, and the order said, hey, we're going to have a national list of everybody who is a citizen who is registered to vote, and the post office is going to work with the states to make sure that only registered voters actually get to send in the ballots. Well, what has just now recently happened is that the post office came up with its plan to implement this, and it's not as aggressive as Trump wanted. Essentially, what the post office says is, look, we're going to give a list of the names and addresses of all the registered voters with a nice barcode on their envelope. We're going to give that to federal law enforcement officials, and they can knock themselves out if they think they can track down voter fraud. Right now, a lower court injunction is stopping the Trump executive order. But in the next week or two, because they're going to start early voting for the midterms in September for the November midterms, I think we're going to hear from the court in the next week or two as to whether Trump's executive order survives or not.
So will the high court take this case up? Have they already committed to that?
Yeah, they've committed to take it up, but they did not stop the lower court injunction. As a result, the executive order is frozen in place. It's not being implemented, but now we see what the post office is up to, what they want to implement. So, again, the Supreme Court will probably in the very near future say, look, here are the new rules for the midterms, or they may say, this is going to take too much time, so this executive order is not going to apply to the midterms. Or they could just say, we've looked at it carefully, and the executive order is flawed, and it's history.
What is the president trying to do in the end with that executive order?
Well, you know how interested he's been in voter fraud and how mail-in ballots, it's fraught. There's a danger of fraud. What he's trying to do, if you listen to the president's statements, is he wants to make sure that only citizens who are registered voters actually cast votes. And by the way, he'd prefer it that if you're going to send in an absentee ballot, it better darn well have a postmark of the election day, and we're not going to count it if it doesn't arrive for several days after the election.
Royal, we're always amazed how much you know about all these different topics. Do you read John Grisham? Do you read law books that are like textbooks? What does Royal Oakes do when he's sitting in the cozy chair with the fire burning?
Oh, it's pretty simple, really. I have your station on one of those pillow speakers and under my pillow at night, and it's a total immersion thing, and that's all you need to know is 24/7 of your station.
I like the sound of that. That's really good. I'm glad you got the pillow we sent you.
Thank you.
ABC News legal analyst Royal Oakes. Always good to catch up. Thanks, Royal.
Yeah, your face is all over it. I don't know what that's about, John.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Thank you.
Turn it over. Julia's face is on the other side. Thank you, Royal. Coming up after the news, a couple of things before we get to 4 o'clock. The Bucks collapse has really been one of epic proportions. It was 5 years ago that the Bucks won the NBA championship. Wait until you hear how ESPN thinks they're going to do this year. And also, coming up in about 20 minutes, Lance Sijan's documentary, The Medal of Honor Hero from Wisconsin, is being remade, and his sister, Janine Sijan, and the general in charge of the War Memorial Center will be with us here in the studio. Janine Sijan live in the studio coming up at 3:45. Let's check the markets. The WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. A mixed bag today. The Dow was up 140 points. That's 0.25%. The NASDAQ was down 200. That's off 0.75%. The S&P 500 today was down 22 points. That's a little more than 0.25%. Annex Wealth Management is financial planning at every level. Fee-only fiduciary all the time. Know the difference with Annex.
Don't miss out on the Labor Day sale at Ken Michaels Furniture. Our entire showroom of heirloom quality furniture is on sale. Enjoy factory discounts on exceptional brands like Norwalk, Bradington Young, Hooker, and our Amish dining and bedroom collections. Create a sofa, chair, sectional, or recliner as unique as you are with our thousands of customizable upholstery options. For unbeatable savings on better quality furniture, shop the Labor Day sale now at Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, and downtown. There's no doubt that a better night's sleep makes for better days, and a good quality mattress helps make it happen. When you buy your new Milwaukee mattress from Ken Michaels Furniture, you are assured of a mattress made individually for you out of the finest materials right from our own Milwaukee factory. We make every style, size, and firmness of mattress imaginable, and with our factory direct prices, you will save hundreds of dollars. Milwaukee mattress from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee, where better days come from a great night's sleep.
Hey, moms, dads, grandparents, is summer getting a little long with your kids? I know, it's getting close to the start of the school year. Those kids getting bored? We want to do something. I want to go somewhere. Check this out. How about taking them to the Mine Shaft Restaurant and Entertainment Center in Hartford? It's the area's most affordable staycation destination. The Mine Shaft has a gigantic game room with over 70 games, including the easiest games for the little ones. And Sunday through Thursday, kids 5 and under eat free from the kids menu. That's right, free. Get a huge 18-inch pizza, a pitcher of soda or beer, and 100 game room credits for just $44.99. That pizza easily feeds a family of 4. Coaches, bring in your soccer, baseball, and basketball team. It's super affordable team bonding. Your teenagers will love the Mine Shaft. Take your kids to the Mine Shaft in downtown Hartford and in Oshkosh for hours of cool and comfortable fun with a kids menu that starts at $3.99. Big food, big fun. The game room opens at 12 noon daily. Walk on in. MineShaftRestaurant.com.
Looking to build or remodel? Then the 80th MBA Parade of Homes is where your vision begins. Explore 17 extraordinary homes in 2 locations, Quietwood in Menominee Falls and the Snyder Farm in Oconomowoc. Each home showcases premium craftsmanship and design shaped for the way you want to live. Walk through spaces that spark ideas, elevate expectations, and inspire your next chapter. The parade runs August 15th through September 7th. For tickets and locations, visit mbaparadeofhomes.com.
It's WTMJ's Julia Fellow for Sweet Talks Medical Spa in Menominee Falls. If you're looking for expert care without that cold clinical vibe, Sweet Talks is where beauty, wellness, and self-confidence comes together in such a fun, welcoming space. Sweet Talks offers injectables, advanced skin treatments, even wellness services like weight loss or hormone optimization. Sweet Talks provides a comprehensive consultation designed just for you. Learn more at sweettalks.com.
Your financial life is not just about numbers. It is a journey, and Annex Wealth Management aims to help you move through it with clarity. When markets shift, it can be hard to understand what it means for what you have built. Annex offers guidance as a fee-only fiduciary firm, which means their recommendations are built around your best interests rather than commissions or product sales. Annex gives you access to a local team that includes wealth managers, financial planners, investment managers, estate planning attorneys, and client service specialists who work together to create a strategy tailored to your situation. They help clients with investment management, retirement income, planning, tax coordination, estate planning, education funding, and business succession strategies. Annex knows there's different financial plans for different stages of life, and they can help you adjust as things change. With nationwide accessibility, Annex blends personal attention with leading-edge tools to offer an experience built around informed decision-making. Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference. Click Get Started at annexwealth.com.
I'm Jim Croft. I'm not a politician. I'm a husband, dad, numbers guy, and a small businessman. I'm a regular guy with 2 jobs, and neither one is funded by taxpayers. I met my wife Marina while I was studying abroad in Mexico. One dance, and that was it. We came back here to Milwaukee and opened our dance studio. I'm running for state senate because between groceries, housing, and healthcare, 2 jobs barely fills the fridge for working families these days. send me to Madison, and I'll work to lower the cost of living and make healthcare more transparent. And I'll cut your property taxes, make life more affordable for southeastern Wisconsin families, and to make sure that our kids have the same opportunities that we did. My one job will be to make sure that your one job is enough to support your family again. I'm Jim Croft, and I have a message for the Madison politicians that got us into this mess. No quieren bailar conmigo. You don't want to dance with me. Paid for by Jim Croft for Wisconsin.
Traffic is sponsored by Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee. Design Exchange is where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor on consignment at 25 to 40% off retail prices in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
It's 3:30. I'm John Mercure. Your top story: a missed legal deadline could cost the city of Milwaukee 6 figures.
I'm Julia Fellow. Contaminated communities impatiently await settlement dollars.
I'm Debbie Lazago. We've got kind of a heavy ride from the zoo into downtown. It's looking at about a 6-minute ride, so you're looking at an extra minute or two. Main delays happening between 76th Street and 68th. A little bit more coming out of the stadium. On the westbound side, from about 35th Street all the way to Hawley Road. That adds up to a 7-minute ride. About a couple minutes extra from downtown to the zoo. Northbound on 41, a little bit heavy before Capitol Drive all the way up past Hampton. Southbound from before Good Hope Road all the way down to Silver Spring. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Clear tonight, a low of 58. Tomorrow, cloudy. A slight chance of evening rain tomorrow, a high of 80. Right now, Milwaukee, it's sunny and 70 degrees.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, a Milwaukee City Attorney's Office employee resigns after missing a legal deadline that could cost the city almost $1 million.
Kyle Bailey was tasked with responding to a lawsuit by manufacturer Regal Rexnord challenging the city's assessment value and property taxes on its downtown headquarters. Bailey didn't respond by a May deadline, claiming in a June hearing changes to city records technology had cases, quote, falling off the calendar. A judge ordered the city to pay more than $832,000 plus interest, though the case remains open with a hearing set for August 28th. The city attorney's office is declining to comment on the case. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
A teen is accused of hitting a police officer with his car while fleeing on Water Street, now bound for trial.
Hunter Meyer of Rothschild faces a long list of felony charges, including recklessly endangering safety and hit and run causing injury. The charges stem from a 4th of July weekend of gunfire on Water Street as police responded to gunshots coming from a parking lot where Meyer was allegedly driving in circles. Prosecutors say Meyer ignored commands to get out of the car and struck an officer as he fled the scene, eventually crashing into another car. He's set to be arraigned next month. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Environmental regulators are waiting on state lawmakers to release $10 million aimed at addressing PFAS contamination in northeast Wisconsin. The money comes from the state's settlement with Tyco Fire Products over contamination near Marinette. Dre Rogers is with the Department of Natural Resources.
A top priority identified by community members was to provide safe drinking water to residents with private wells impacted by PFAS in and around the expanded site investigation area.
The DNR and Governor Tony Evers have formally asked the legislature's Joint Finance Committee for access to the money.
The USS Lincoln is headed home after a months-long deployment in the Middle East, but now there's concerns the ship's replacement, the USS George Washington, also has substandard conditions. Susan Geithner's son, Bailey, is stationed aboard the ship.
Bailey has already shared with me that, they haven't even arrived yet, and his food is rationed. He hasn't received mail or packages that we sent well over 6 weeks ago.
President Donald Trump pushed back on accounts substandard conditions on that carrier.
As Wisconsin college students head back to campus, some could soon have a faster path to a bachelor's degree.
Reduced credit 3-year degrees are gaining popularity nationwide, and Wisconsin is part of the trend. Mount Mary University in Milwaukee offers 3-year programs requiring about 95 credits, while UW Green Bay has launched a 100-credit option in computer science. The UW Board of Regents also opened the door for other state universities to develop similar programs. Supporters say students could save a year of tuition and enter the workforce sooner, though critics worry what students may lose by cutting a year of coursework. Classes across the UW system start next week. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
A new program is helping Milwaukee Public Schools teachers stock their classrooms without spending their own money.
The MPS Foundation hosted the first ever Teachers Pick supply drive and gave hundreds of boxes to teachers filled with new classroom supplies for the school year.
We thought that this would be a very good way to start the school year and prevent perhaps them having to come out of pocket like they traditionally have to do.
Myra Edwards, Executive Director of the Milwaukee Public Schools Foundation, tells WTMJ.
First year teachers, we want to give them the kind of support that they probably wouldn't have otherwise gotten. And then you have the veteran teachers that pretty much structured their classrooms the way that they want, but they can always use something extra.
Nazir Spencer, WTMJ News.
The first day of school for MPS is next Tuesday.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law offices. One call, that's all sports desk. Off day for the Brewers. They begin a series in New York tomorrow. Packers head coach Matt LaFleur doesn't want to see any fighting when the Arizona Cardinals come to town for joint practices this week.
If there's an issue, I'm going to tell the guys, hey, you come tag me in. They can tag in my brother, and we'll throw down on the 50.
That's because LaFleur's brother Mike is in his first year as head coach of the Cardinals.
It's going to be pretty special. But at the end of the day, we're just looking to try to get good work, both sides. Prioritize the Green Bay Packers, but if there is another team in the National Football League that I'll be rooting for, it will be the Arizona Cardinals.
Teams wrap up the preseason Friday night at Lambeau.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 3:35.
Accident Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
This is Brian Wicker, Chief Homebuyer Helper with Wisconsin's own Accident Mortgage. Nicer homes are still getting multiple offers over asking, and there's only one winner per listing. I want to help you be that winner, which is why I just increased the rock-solid pre-approval guarantee to $10,000. It's all about getting the seller to pick your offer over the others. So AccuNet is now guaranteeing in writing to pay the seller 10,000 American bucks if we can't make good on the terms of your fully verified rock-solid pre-approval. Banks don't do that. We're willing to stand behind our work and stand behind you with a $10,000 guarantee that sellers will definitely notice. Maybe you've been writing offers and losing, which feels terrible, or maybe you're just starting out. Either way, don't settle for a flimsy bank pre-approval and let someone else end up sleeping in your dream home. Give the seller 10,000 reasons to say yes to your offer with AccuNet's new $10,000 rock-solid seller guarantee. Get started with yours today at accunet.com.
Wisconsin's Afternoon News on WTMJ.
Bucks are back. You want to watch the Bucks? Don't expect to see them on Christmas or in prime time or any of those special days. And now the announcers are weighing in, the pundits, the experts, about how poorly they expect the Bucks to do. We'll be cheering for the Bucks here big time, but it might be a long season. Good Karma Sports, Telly Hughes is with us. Telly, how you doing?
I'm doing great, John. How are you?
Man, props to you. Text the word watch, and you can see Telly's sporting some cool Illinois State Redbird gear. That's a big Redbird shirt. Look at that. Go Birds.
That's right.
All right.
Go Birds.
So here's the deal, Telly. ESPN, I saw this today, says that the Bucks will have the second worst record in the East, one of the worst records in the league. This comes 5 years after this happened. Remember this?
It's been a 50-year journey. Wisconsin, we've got a room at the top of the world tonight. The Milwaukee Bucks are NBA champions.
And now experts say our room is going to be in the basement. It might not even have furniture. Telly, this collapse has been fast.
It has been fast, and I was one of the ones that was around Bradley Center days, 2013, when Giannis was drafted. His rookie year, people don't remember. They won just 15 games, and I know because I was there for all 15 wins.
Ooh.
And so it's a shame that it seems like we're going back to those times, but it's hard to just really fathom. We knew that it would be a drop off once the Giannis era ended in Milwaukee, but you really don't know or anticipate how far that drop off would be. And you would have hoped that they would have been able to get maybe more pieces and more things to start at least building towards the future. And some may feel like they did, but this one probably, meaning this season, is probably going to be a rough one.
So considering that, I didn't realize 15 wins in a season. Do you think that 25 is being generous?
That 25, I wouldn't call it generous.
I mean, we were
but
32 this past season.
But I don't think that it is a given. The NBA, I mean, it's a long and tough NBA schedule. And when you're not playing well, or if you don't even have the pieces going into a game to match up and be competitive, it makes for a long season. Because, I mean, if you just look within the division, the Central Division, you have the Pacers, you have the Pistons. These guys are in your division, and they have gotten significantly better. So again, it's hard to, pretty much side against these prognosticators saying that the Bucks are going to be the second worst team in the East.
You want to know the Heat projection? 47
What's
and 35.
that?
Yeah, and 12th.
47 35.
So Giannis wants to win. I'm going where I can win. Well, they're the 12th rated team. They're not going to probably win much either. I mean, more than the Bucks, but you know what I mean? They're not contenders for the title.
And the peak was 18-19, 60 and 22. Wow.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Wow.
NBA championship, 46 and 26.
Telly.
Yeah.
Always good perspective.
I think that, a lot of times you make these predictions and you don't know how it's all going to play out, meaning injuries happen. Like last year, you had Jason Tatum that was hurt for the Boston Celtics. People thought they were going to have a terrible season and ended up being the number 2 overall seed in the East, led by Jaylen Brown. So crazy things can happen. But again, just based off the roster and the pieces that the Bucks have right now, is just basically saying they don't really match up that well against anybody else in the East.
Telly Hughes, always appreciate the perspective. Love the gear. Go Birds. Thanks, Telly.
Go Birds. Thank you, John.
342 at WTMJ. Janine Sijan and General Brian Winsky in the studio up next.
Good Karma Sports is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with Good Karma Sports, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmasports.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmasports.com.
Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. I know how important this is. I was just in South Carolina. My mother-in-law lives in assisted living there. And I was there, and it's a nice place. I come here, and Azura Memory Care is at a whole new level. It's incredible. They specialize in those with Alzheimer's, dementia, cognitive decline. I know because we spent a lot of time researching places. Azura is a special place. Many locations in southeast Wisconsin. Kindness at the core. It's just a great place with a lot of heart. Wisconsin-based and family-owned, Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living.
Have you seen videos of Russian floating folk dancers?
Floating Russian Huziwatsits?
They wear long dresses so you can't see their feet, so it looks like they're gliding on air.
I've seen those videos. Impressive. That reminds me of the dining chairs with the Brody table.
The Brody table is my favorite table at Penny Mustard.
You know, the unique design kind of resembles one of those Russian dancers.
You're right.
And check out these upholstered caster dining chairs.
I don't see any casters.
Precisely. It looks like the chair's gliding on air. Here, I'll show you. I can glide over here.
Ooh, nice.
And I can glide over there. Be careful. And I can...
Watch out!
I never was a very good dancer. The Brody table, paired with 4 caster dining chairs, starting at $64.22 at Penny Mustard.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com. Better versions of what people want.
Penny Mustard Furnishing.
A new deck from Outdoor Living Unlimited is built to last. We are Wisconsin's #1 TimberTech deck installation team. For amazing ideas, go to Outdoor Living Unlimited's Instagram page. For a free estimate, go to OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
Point taken with Scafidi and Bride.
Holy
polling.
Sucks.
Yeah. Talking about polls isn't low-hanging fruit.
For us, candidate polling, I don't see the value.
All right, so do not come to this show
For candidate polls.
for breaking down candidate polls.
Not a fan of that. Don't believe it.
All right.
That's going to be my
We
take.
shook on it.
We shook on it.
Weekdays from 10 to noon on WTMJ. And check out the weekly newsletter, Extra Points, by texting EXTRA to the talk and text line.
Traffic and then weather. Debbie Lozica, how are the roads right now?
Well, we've got delays along southbound 43 as you're making your way down towards the Marquette interchange, mainly between Capitol Drive and the Marquette. It's pretty much of a solid ride there. On southbound 41, backing up just before Good Hope Road all the way to about Silver Spring, northbound from just before Capitol Drive to Hampton. Then we've got an issue on 894 southbound. The left lane is blocked with a crash right past Beloit Road, just before you get to the Hale interchange. So watch for those delays to start kicking in right about at Oklahoma Avenue. I'm Debbie Lozica with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Your WTMJ 5-day forecast, mostly clear, a low of 58. Tomorrow, slight chance of evening rain will be partly cloudy throughout the day tomorrow, a high of 80. Chance of storms Wednesday, a high of 83. Mostly sunny for your Thursday, a high of 80. Friday, mostly sunny, a high of 77. Right now, Milwaukee, it is 70 degrees.
I'm very excited for this next weekend. Something super special is coming to town. It is part of the America 250 commemorations at the War Memorial Center, and the center is hosting the world premiere of the updated documentary Sijan. Gary Sinise is going to be there. A lot of our American heroes are going to be there, and we have two of them with us here in the studio. One of my personal heroes is Janine Sijan. She is Lance Sijan's sister. She's with us in the studio. And the esteemed General Brian Winsky, the guy in charge of the War Memorial Center, is also here. Boy, I've been looking forward to this. It's so good to have both of you here. Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody listening. And John and Julia, thanks so much for having us.
It's so good to see you. Janine, this is not going to be easy, but I'm going to ask you to give me a 2 or 3 minute version of your brother Lance and his heroism.
So he was an F-4C pilot in Vietnam out of Da Nang. November 9th, 1967, his aircraft went down from a faulty fuse. And he parachuted into the jungle, sustained tremendous injury, broken leg, compound fracture, bone sticking out sharp, broken hand, concussion. They tried to attempt to rescue him 2 days later. It was a failed attempt. And what he did then, he began to crawl for 46 days in the jungle with a broken leg and severe injuries. No food, no water, no medical attention. And he crawled backwards on his backside, just pulling himself with his elbows. 46 days into the jungle. Christmas Day, he passed out on a road and was captured by the North Vietnamese. And 220... 6'2" Lance was now diminished between 60 and 80 pounds. 80% of his flesh was gone. They took him to a temporary holding camp where he actually escaped by knocking out a guard. A village took a half a day to find him. They put him on a flatbed truck then to take him up to Hanoi to the prison camp, and that was a 10-day arduous travel up there. He was so ill at that point that it was pretty eminent that he was going to lose his life, but they still tortured and interrogated him. And actually on January 21st, 1968, he had gone down in 67. And 68, he was really gasping and losing his life. And the guards came in, took him away, and he died the 22nd, the next day. We didn't find out what had happened to him for 6 years. And the family was tremendously saddened every moment. We didn't know where he was. And then when he came back and we knew the story, we all really agreed that it was harder to know what actually happened to him than just not knowing. So from then on, the awards began, and I began to set my course on what the rest of my life was going to look like.
And you have protected his legacy every step of the way. You've made sure that we don't forget his name, that young service members don't forget his story. The documentary, an incredible documentary, has been remastered and it's going to be re-released, and it's taking place on Sunday, August 30th. I want to ask you, General Winsky, as a guy who's dedicated your life to public service, and you know the story of Lance Sijan, what does it mean to have a guy of such heroism and such high character be one of us?
Yeah, Lance's example is one of just incredible character, sterling character, incredible grit, incredible toughness, incredible selfless service. He was not going to be broken. And, I read his book as a young teenager, or read the book, Into the Mouth of the Cat, as a young teenager. And it just inspired me to service, and inspired me knowing that, just a regular guy from down Oklahoma Avenue there from me could do these extraordinary things in the defense of our nation. And all that he endured in captivity is almost unbelievable. But some of the good that came out of it is a lot was applied and remains applied to survival, escape, resistance, and evasion training that we do today, learning from Lance's example every day.
Wow. I feel like I learn something new every time I hear Lance's story. I didn't know that he was dragging himself backwards like that. I knew he was dragging himself, and also that he was found in the middle of the road like that. So tell me about the documentary, how different it is, and maybe it's remastered, what it looks like.
Well, we took it down to 60 minutes. It used to be 83 minutes, and we took it down to 60 minutes. And we decided that we would love to have a narration that was even better than what we had initially gotten. And I had known Gary, and I reached out and asked him if he would consider it, and he did. And it's just so much more powerful and emotional having him, who...
Gary Sinise we're talking about.
Yes, I'm sorry, Gary Sinise. And because of what he does for our veterans and our active duty, he has been with families and understands the impact of what happens to families. And what I've tried to do with this film is also talk about him as an individual, what we don't know about him when we only focus on the last 3 months. We certainly miss the measure of the man. And when you don't realize, too, what happens, we live our lives in concentric circles, and it's not just us. And so it is the families, it is the sisters, it's the parents and those who love them. And so we get to see that in this film as well. It's a parallel journey.
An important thing to know here also, Gary Sinise is going to be there, Janine's going to be there, the story's going to be there. Proceeds go to support the reconstruction of the Southeastern Wisconsin Vietnam Veterans Memorial through the War Memorial Center's Preserving Our Future campaign. So you buy your ticket, you celebrate our hero, you get entertained, you meet these people, and you also help preserve the legacy of many of our veterans. General, talk briefly about the Preserving Our Future campaign.
Yeah, speaking to the memorial first, we broke ground today on the renovation and restoration of it. And from the distance, it's going to look much the same, the three big pillars there. But we're taking up all the bricks. We're going to make all new pavers. There's some buckling. There's some damage to the bricks. Some of them are just worn and unreadable. So we are committed to restoring this thing and having the quality of this restoration match the quality of the service our Vietnam veterans have provided us. And that's a high level of quality, believe me. So it's going to be a phenomenal, restored memorial honoring all who gave their lives in Vietnam. So we are in the middle of a campaign to establish kind of a preservation fund that allows us to kind of operate in perpetuity without a whole lot of external support and resourcing. And that's well underway, but we got a ways to go on it. And like you said, all of the proceeds for everything that we do at the War Memorial, from the beer garden to these special events to the fundraising activities that we embark on, all go toward maintaining the War Memorial Center, the memorials we're entrusted with, and programs for veterans, et cetera.
What's the website to donate?
warmemorialcenter.org. War Memorial Center, one word, .org.
And if you want tickets to the event, I think there's still some tickets left. I looked earlier today, and on August 30th, there are still some tickets left. The easiest way to find that, can you do that at your site also?
You can. It'll link you to an Eventbrite page, and you can get tickets that way.
Janine, I admire you as much as I've ever admired anybody in my life. And I got to spend a lot of time with you as we raised money to refurbish Lance's plane at the airport. And your energy and your determination, and you made his legacy your legacy. You still travel the country talking to our young service members about the lessons learned from Lance. I know it's energizing. Is it tiring? Is it? You never seem tired. Your energy is this incredible thing, but this commitment that you've been living for so many years.
Well, I will tell you, it is the highest point for me. And then there's a when I leave those events, I'm so high from touching people, hearing people, listening, and it's incredible the impact that he has. And I hear emotion in every single audience. And I live it as though it's happening. I never want to give anyone a Wikipedia version. I want to give them the real version. I owe it to them as attendees, and I owe it to my family. So it's a challenge, but I would never change it.
I love that you love your brother. It's just amazing. Just the stories that you've shared. And in the documentary, now that Gary Sinise, Lieutenant Dan from Forrest Gump, did it, is it much more powerful? Is it more emotive?
It feels that way to me. He just has a delivery that is unlike others. And because he lives in that community too, there's a real emotional, energetic place that he draws from, and you can hear that. You know, you have made a life of it, and you create things happening in real time if you can, right? And he does too, and you can hear that.
Are there VIP tickets still left?
I'm sure we can make that happen. So go to that Eventbrite page, and I think there's a selection for it. So
because there is the opportunity, if you're willing to help the War Memorial Center a little more, to meet Gary Sinise. And there's a reception. And if that's not available, we have to make a difference. You have to see the film. You have to go there and go to the website and check it all out. Thank you. Thank you for what you do, General Winsky at the War Memorial. Janine, thank you for what you do to protect your brother's legacy and to make this happen. You guys are two people in our community that make things happen. There are a lot of people that sit at tables like outside the studio and talk about making things happen. You, General, you, Janine, you're our general. You make things happen, and we don't take that for granted.
It's easy to be inspired by Lance's story, by the story of all our veterans and our service members. So just an honor and continuation of my service to do it. So I think you probably feel the same way, Janine.
I do, and I know when I tell Lance's story, I'm representing all who serve and all who wore the cloth of our nation. So I feel very privileged to be able to do that.
It's been our honor to have you guys here in the studio. It's always fun. It's always interesting. Go to the War Memorial site. Give us the website one more time, General.
War Memorial Center, all one word, warmemorialcenter.org.
And you can check out tickets to the Sijan film screening. It is on Sunday, August 30th. General Brian Winsky. There's a couple of showings, right?
It's at 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. Thank you. 2 o'clock. Janine, Sijan, always good to see you both. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
I love my friends. Bye-bye.
Thanks.
It is 3:56 at WTMJ.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Diversified Wealth Strategies, our sponsor, Diversified Wealth Strategies.
Many people feeling close to retirement ask themselves, do I have enough?
Am I missing something?
At Diversified Wealth Strategies, we provide clarity during our complimentary, no-pressure consultation. We're independent advisors using big firm tools with a boutique-style approach.
And no crickets. We stay in touch so you're never left wondering.
At Diversified Wealth Strategies, let us show you how to capture the upside, limit the downside, and feel good inside.
Visit dwstrategies.com.
Securities and investment services offered through Mosaic Wealth Inc. Member FINRA SIPC. Mosaic Wealth is separately owned, and other entities and/or marketing names, products, or services referenced here are independent of Mosaic Wealth.
WTMJ's Julia Fellow here for Jens Family Chiropractic. Are you dealing with nagging low back pain, sciatica, numbness, or tingling, or herniated or bulging disc? At Jens Family Chiropractic in Germantown, they offer non-surgical spinal decompression. It's a gentle, targeted therapy designed to reduce pressure on irritated discs and nerves to help your spine recover. I'm getting that done on my neck right now. You lie down and it does not hurt. Spinal decompression may be an option for people struggling with disc problems, pinched nerves, sciatica, or chronic neck and low back pain, especially when the same old treatments haven't provided the relief that you're looking for. There are no injections, no surgery, and treatments are customized to your specific condition. They work with you. It's a journey. It's helped me so much. Stop letting back pain dictate what you can and cannot do. Head to jensfamilychiropractic.com. That's YENTZ familychiropractic.com. Schedule your consultation and find out if this non-surgical spinal decompression is right for you. jensfamilychiropractic.com.
Welcome back to Ask Hassles.
Are your employee-free Hassles showroom some kind of big viral prank?
We simply let you try our selection of Beauty Rest, Sealy Posturepedic, and more without commission-crazy salespeople breathing down your neck.
Sure you do.
And through Monday, get a free adjustable base with the purchase of a select Sealy Posturepedic or Beauty Rest mattress, plus free next-day delivery.
So shopping at Hassles won't make me TikTok famous?
Absolutely not.
Darn.
Find an employee-free showroom near you at Hassles.com.
Picture this: a perfect summer evening, great friends, and dinner on the patio overlooking a beautiful course. That's Racine Country Club. More than golf, it's a place to relax, gather, and belong. A new energy is here, and you're invited to experience it. From great food to unforgettable events, it's a lifestyle built around community. Whether it's a quick 9 after work, dinner with friends, or a weekend with family, Racine Country Club offers something for everyone, year-round. Discover what's new at Racine Country Club. Visit racinecountryclub.com. For the ones who get it done, Grainger offers the professional-grade products you need, delivered when and where you need them. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by.
The place you want to go, Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
Save now during the Ken Michaels Furniture Labor Day sale. Ken Michaels Furniture, where you can enjoy unprecedented saving on better quality furniture and mattresses during their factory-sponsored Labor Day sale. Stop in today and save.
Trusted, relevant, locally owned, locally programmed. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ Milwaukee.
It's 4 o'clock. I'm John Mercure. Your top story: new economic sanctions go beyond Iran.
I'm Julia Fellow. A man arrested accused of robbing a bank. Police say he said he wanted to pay off debt.
All right. Looks like eastbound 94. We've got a broken down semi stuck in the right lane right about at Highway 175 in the Stadium interchange. So we got the delays as you're making your way from about 35th Street all the way to Hawley Road, and then some more delays between Calhoun and Brookfield Road. Eastbound's backed up from 84th Street all the way to 35th. We've also got an issue southbound on 894. A crash just past Beloit Road. The left lane is blocked with this, so delays are stretching all the way back through the Zoo interchange. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Tonight, clear skies, a low of 58. Tomorrow, slight chance for afternoon rain, a high of 80. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, the Trump administration's launching a series of secondary sanctions for countries they say do business with Iran. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent says the U.S. is widening its scope and that President Trump is spearheading conversations with different nations. ABC's Karen Travers.
He said countries know the timeline right now that they have to essentially change their behavior, change how they're doing business with Iran, but that wasn't made public. And so it's not clear how long this threat would be out there and when the administration might take some action.
Bessent also said there might be some financial institutions who get sanctioned soon.
A Massachusetts judge denied a request from Lindsay Clancy's defense for a mistrial after a prosecution witness raised Clancy's Catholic faith for a second time during a triple murder trial. News Nation's Brian Enton.
This is the first time they've asked for a mistrial, but in the end he said, no, we're going to continue on, but he's going to send the jury home for the day. This all comes down to the prosecution for a second time bringing up a mortal sin, asking a witness about whether or not what Lindsay Clancy did, killing her children, was a mortal sin, which is a big no-no. I mean, you cannot bring up religion under these circumstances.
Clancy admitted that she killed her 3 children. Her defense says that she suffered from postpartum psychosis and should be not guilty by mental defect.
A Republican state lawmaker is giving Milwaukee election officials 30 days to explain what went wrong at Central Count during this month's primary.
Assembly Elections Committee Chair Dave Maxey is requesting a detailed account of how results were not loaded correctly onto 5 flash drives when staff initially departed Central Count on primary night. The mistake forced workers to return with a police escort and delayed some of Milwaukee's absentee results by roughly 90 minutes. Maxey says there's no evidence results were compromised, but says if Milwaukee Election Commission Executive Director Paulina Gutierrez cannot correct reoccurring mistakes, she should resign. The general election is November 3rd. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
A man from Milwaukee who allegedly told police he wanted to pay off $40,000 in debt is now charged with robbing a Wauwatosa bank.
33-year-old Ryan Ashford is charged with robbery of a financial institution in connection with the August 15th robbery at a PNC bank. According to the criminal complaint, Ashford demanded $400,000 but became frustrated and told the teller, quote, "Give me everything you have." He left with $1,100. Police later found 3 handwritten notes and a mission checklist for a planned Chicago bank robbery at his home. Ashford admitted to the robbery and planned to leave the country, also mentioning an escape to Colombia and California. Nazir Spencer, WTMJ News.
We Energies is defending its proposed rate increases as local groups call on state regulators to reject them. Ian Schmidt-Ernst with Wisconsin Conservation Voters argues customers can't afford another increase.
Being out in communities in northeast and southeast Wisconsin, one thing is clear. People are sick of We Energies rate hikes.
The group says residential electric bills would go up by 14% over the next 2 years. We Energy spokesperson Brendan Conway says the proposal includes investments aimed at preventing outages and improving reliability.
No one wants to see rising energy costs. We realize that. That's why our filing includes hundreds of millions of dollars in customer savings and another $30 million we propose that would go back to customers just this fall in fuel cost savings.
The Public Service Commission will make a final decision later this year.
Coming up, a battle of the LaFleurs.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 4:05.
Bank 5-9 has a mission to make lives better. They make it a priority to give back to their customers, communities, and their employees. In fact, Bank 5-9 was just honored again by the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel as a top workplace. That makes 17 years in a row. Want to learn more about working with the great people at Bank 5-9? Visit bank59.com/careers. That's bank59.com/careers. Equal Opportunity Employer, member FDIC.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we know you do things your way. So why shop the same retail giants as everyone else when we have the products you need and trust at unbeatable prices? Right now, Blaine's brand foam kneeling pads just $8.99. Crawford garage storage hooks 15% off. And assorted fishing lures, plastics, and jigs are 20% off. Plus, Chick Days start Friday, August 28th with a variety of egg layers and meat birds. Find value for the work you do every day at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Do you want the economy mulch or the premium? The only real difference is that the premium mulch has thicker strands, while the economy mulch is finer. But the colorant we use for both is of the highest quality, and that's why the color of our mulch lasts longer. And our mulch comes from trees, not pallets, and we process it all in-house. That's why our prices are so low. Erickson's Landscape Supply, high-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. At Erickson's Landscape Supply, we have durable, maintenance-free polywood patio furniture and #1 grade treated natural pine Amish-made patio furniture. And we also have a wonderful assortment of concrete benches, statues, and fountains available in a selection you just gotta see to believe. Erickson's Landscape Supply, high-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less, plus a whole lot more. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection or stop on in today.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law offices. One call, that's all Sports Desk. The Packers host the Arizona Cardinals this week for joint practices in advance of Friday's preseason finale at Lambeau. The Cardinals are led by first-year head coach Mike LaFleur, Matt's brother.
Yeah, he is quick to criticize everything that I put on the schedule. So he's like, why are we doing this? Why are we doing that? We never do this. And I was like, all right, Mike, you got all the answers. So no, it's been healthy. It's been good. So there's been give and take on both sides for sure.
The Packers must trim their roster to 53 by 3 o'clock the afternoon of August 30th. And the Brewers enjoy a day off after taking 2 of 3 against the first-place Braves. Milwaukee begins the day with a 6-game lead over the Cubs for first place in the NL Central. The Brewers begin a 3-game series against the Mets tomorrow.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 4:08.
This report is brought to you by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more. Visit sidingunlimited.com.
Family, experience, local. I feel these words define Siding Unlimited.
I agree. We can add integrity, complete, and available.
Absolutely. This is Eric Brown with my brother and business partner, Aaron Brown, owners of Siding Unlimited. We were raised in this industry with the foundation that makes all of those words ring true. Our dad raised us to appreciate every project and deliver an installation that will last well beyond what the warranty says.
Very true. So we extended our labor warranty from 5 to 10 years, proving that we will stand by our work. Our experience in installing the right products the right way has earned us platinum ratings with Pella, LP SmartSide, and TimberTech Decking, making our company Siding Unlimited and Outdoor Living Unlimited triple platinum.
The highest standard in the industry, we can only accomplish that type of level in windows, siding, and decking by being true to who we are when it comes to integrity, completing each job, and being available to our customers.
It doesn't end there. We are also excelling in roofing, doors, and so much more. Trust the local, family-operated Siding Unlimited to be the company of choice for your next project.
Siding Unlimited. Experience, integrity, craftsmanship. Call Siding Unlimited at 262-567-4513 or visit sidingunlimited.com today.
Wisconsin's afternoon news is on the air, broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in beautiful downtown Milwaukee. Here are your hosts, John McCure and Julia Fellow.
So glad you're back, John.
Yes,
Thank
I'm glad
God.
I'm back too. I was ready to come back.
You were?
I was, seriously. Yep.
Oh,
It's
good.
good to be back.
Yes.
It's good to be back.
It's good to laugh with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree.
So this, what happened with Jacob Mizorowski, I want to show you. It was an interview, and he did not get softball questions from little leaguers. ESPN handed the mic to the next generation of players. They were on the bus to the MLB Title League Classic, and they asked the Miz,
"Why didn't you play in the All-Star game?"
Why didn't I?
Yeah.
I was recovering from a forearm thing, so.
a forearm thing. Isn't that interesting?
I don't think I ever heard that before, actually. That it was a forearm thing?
It was, yes.
Oh.
We got new information from like a 9-year-old.
Good reporter.
Seriously, and they're very blunt. This one's a really blunt one, too. This one.
Would you ever switch teams? If like somebody offered you more money, would you switch to teams?
I mean, like, I'm going to stick with the Brewers for as long as they, give me the opportunity. But, if time comes and, I get traded or something happens, it's not the end of the world and you got to figure out a way to win a baseball game. So it's part of the job.
So maybe this is a new tactic. We need to have younger sports reporters ask these questions.
Tough, direct questions.
So direct.
Yeah. Wow. Fearless.
And then the third question. You want to hear that?
Yeah.
This one's fun.
How hard did you throw when you were our age?
I probably was throwing like 75.
75.
That's insane.
Yeah. There's some younger photos. What's really cool is that the Brewers, they released all the Little League photos of like Joey Ortiz and Contreras and the Miz on the mound when they were really young. And one of them, Terang, he looks so determined and focused.
Yeah.
And he looks like he's like 5.
Yeah. You want to hear what Terang had to say about the kids reacting to the Miz? This is Terang talking about the Miz.
It's actually really cool because, he's the guy right now. He's one of the most electric arms in the game, and so the kids know that. And they watch him and they root for him, which is really cool to see. And for them, it's kind of like, oh, he's here, because they only watch us on TV. So finally getting able to see us and see him walk around and how tall he actually is. Sometimes people forget that he's massive. So it's cool to see that.
I love the kids interacting with our heroes. It's just really, really cool. And we have such guys of good character on our team that it's fun that they can look up to them as role models and look up to them as baseball players and more.
And being 6'7", I mean, he's probably like a beacon walking around like
That's
the North
so
Star.
tall.
For the kids, too.
He's literally twice their height.
I know. My husband's a little bit over 6 feet. When he stood next to the Miz,
He looks short.
he looked like he was 4 foot tall.
One more bite. Christian Yelich was there, too, and he was beaming. He had a smile with the kids. This is something from Yelich.
Watched the game for a little bit. Hung out with the Croatia team for a little bit. Japan, West. We rode over with one of the other teams and the PR team. So that was cool on the bus. And just kind of bounced around place to place for a little bit and then headed over here.
Could those guys close a few more doors in the back of these interviews?
Could we be quiet?
Where are they? They're like in a broom closet?
So rude.
So cool. Lane Grindle, Brewers broadcaster, takes us inside that magical day from yesterday. He's with us coming up here at 4:35. Lane with us live at 4:35. It is 4:13 at WTMJ. Debbie helps get you home up next. Then U.S.-Canada tariffs. What does it really look like to the average American? We've got some pretty interesting detail.
Severe slumpiness?
Slumpiness?
I've never heard that expression.
I know. I made it up.
What does that mean?
You know, when someone's hungry and angry?
Yeah, we say they're hangry.
Well, I've coined the term slumpy for someone who's grumpy from a bad night of sleep.
Clever.
But Penny Mustard has discovered the cure for severe slumpiness.
Let me guess. A nightly dose of a double-sided hybrid mattress.
It's just what the doctor ordered.
Penny Mustard's exclusive line of hybrid mattresses is made in Wisconsin and combines a steel coil spring center and specialty foam.
Our mattresses have been proven to last 45% longer than the average unflippable model.
Ask your doctor about Penny Mustard. They probably bought their mattress here too. Or at least I hope they did, because who wants a slumpy doctor?
Come see our selection of sophisticated, double-sided hybrid mattresses at Penny Mustard.
Find a showroom near you at pennymustard.com.
Flippable versions of what slumpy people want.
WTMJ's Julia Fellow here for Sweet Talks Medical Spa in Menominee Falls. I was just there last Friday. I saw nurse practitioner Angie. She's been taking care of me, getting my energy levels up with specialized IV treatments that you can do. There's walk-ins, too. I get the on the defense at least once a month. Makes me feel better, more energized, and not sick. Sweet Talks is a medical spa offering injectables, advanced skin treatments, and wellness services. The Hydro Diamond Glow Facial is incredible. They have a brand new machine. You can talk about your journey, and they'll meet you where you are. It's a journey. You're not going to become Marilyn Monroe. I said Kim Kardashian once, and people thought they were literally Kim Kardashian. No, you're not going to become, like John Mercure beautiful overnight.
Set your bar higher.
With your great skin that I can't, every day, I'm like, how does he have great
Stop.
skin? Do you go to Sweet Talks?
You have better skin than I do.
Do you go to Sweet Talks?
I should. I'm going to go. Can you get me a discount?
It's right down the street. Yes, I can.
Okay, it's in my neighborhood. I'm going to go.
Head to sweettalks.com. That's sweettalks.com.
Are you hosting an event, launching something new, wanting to get the word out about your part of the state? Be a featured guest on the WTMJ Experience Wisconsin show. Share your story, promote your event or business, and connect with fans all across the state. I'm John Mercure. I'd love to interview you. We reach listeners from Milwaukee to Madison, Green Bay to La Crosse, everywhere in between. It's Experience Wisconsin. Ready to shine a spotlight on your business or company? Email me, john@WTMJ.com for more information. john@WTMJ.com.
Traffic is sponsored by TaybackAttorneys.com. Hurt at work? Call Tayback for the payback. An injury at work may leave you eligible for compensation benefits, including lost wages, coverage of medical bills, or a cash settlement. Call Tayback for the payback. TaybackAttorneys.com.
Traffic and weather begins with Debbie Lazaga. Hey, Deb.
Hey there, John. All right. We've got a broken down semi that is still in the right lane on eastbound 94, right at the ramp from 175 southbound. So it is going to be there for a little bit until they can get the big old tow trucks out there to take care of it. We've also got that crash on 894 southbound, just south of Beloit Road. The right shoulder is closed right now with this, so we got backups all the way back to about Blue Mound Road. Northbound 41 is slowing down just north of Burleigh all the way past Hampton. And southbound 43 backing up from Keefe down through the Marquette to the KK River. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, mostly clear skies, a low of 58. Tomorrow, slight chance for afternoon rain, a high of 80. Wednesday, chance for rain, a high of 83. Thursday, sunny, 80. Friday, mostly sunny, a high of 77 degrees. Trade war with Canada is escalating. 50% tariffs on goods landing at the U.S. border from Canada, and there's a big old list of a lot of them. Kyle Peacock is the principal of Peacock Tariff Consulting, a tariff and trade advisory firm, one of the best in the business. Kyle, thank you so much for being with us.
No problem, John.
So this is a lot of stuff. It's Canadian whiskey, it's furniture, it's beer, it's wine, it's hockey sticks, it's wood, it's electronics. Will most of this actually hit the consumer here in the United States?
Unfortunately, a lot of these will. So a lot of this isn't, I'd say, the large industrial that's going to be able to be absorbed through large supply chains. A lot of this is going to be distributors that are buying maple syrup, for instance, if they buy $1,000 worth, all of a sudden you have $500 in tariffs in itself. A lot of these distributors won't be able to just absorb that, and they'll have to raise the end price to the consumer.
So how will it affect businesses, like the Midwest, where we are here in Wisconsin?
So a lot of the businesses in the Midwest will be affected on anything that crosses the border multiple times. So a lot of the advanced manufacturing that gets starting the process either in the Midwest or in Canada and then crossing the border for further processing and then going back. Unfortunately, now we're going to see the 50% tariffs and as of September 8th, the counter tariffs of 50% as well. So that's where a lot of the integrated supply chains, these companies are holding their breaths.
Kyle, we can decide as consumers not to buy Crown Royal or not to buy maple syrup, but things that are automobiles or cement or lumber, we get a lot of lumber from Canada, we don't have a choice on that. That seems like it's going to be particularly painful.
There's going to be certain industries. Construction, new home building is going to be one of them. The number of homes, I believe it was 33% that start with Canadian lumber. It's you won't see it as a home buyer. You'll see the costs eventually, but you won't see it right away. It's going to be the contractors and the small businesses that are, if you're looking to finish your kitchen or redo your bathrooms, it's going to be those areas where you're going to see the costs at your Home Depots of the world, especially on the lumber and some of the metals across the border. And unfortunately, I think there seems to be an escalation between both governments that doesn't look like it's going to have any ease up anytime soon.
So is it a good sign, maybe, that negotiations are going on behind the scenes, that Canada didn't do it right away like the president wanted to, that they're planning on implementing it next month, their tariffs?
Yeah, so I think there's still a lot of hope that there's something will come out of this. I believe there was a lot of negotiating over the last week, but prior to that, there was limited to none of negotiations. And I think that's where I think if you're reading the positiveness of this, at least there's talking. And I think from talking, you can turn into deals. I think it's unfortunate that it has to get bad before it gets better. But in this case, I think potential deals between the two countries is very important.
Kyle Peacock, the principal of Peacock Tariff Consulting, is with us. So the courts ruled some previous tariffs were illegal. What's different this time? What's different about this implementation?
So I've been in trade compliance all my life, and this one is very interesting. So this is something that's never been used before. It passed legislation in 1930, and it was never implemented, this section anyway, and now almost 100 years later, it's being implemented. And the interesting part of this with the administration using this, it was only used on 5% of the goods coming from Canada. So it's about $28 billion, which is by no means nothing to sneeze at, but it's not a large percentage, and it wasn't on high-value products. There's a lot of sense in the trade community that this is a pilot project to see if it would be able to be implemented, which it was, and if it would follow IPA and be struck down in the Supreme Courts or not. And so far, there hasn't been the same outrage of that this is illegal, because obviously what is needed for this act to take place is some kind of action that does not allow a U.S. goods or for the administration to seem like the U.S. goods are not being treated fairly, which booze taken off the shelves by 10 of the provinces, that is obviously something that is a legal guideline that allows them to stand. Now, when it goes to the courts, it's really, when does the story start? Okay, Canada took the booze off the shelf, or the provinces took the booze off the shelves because there was a free trade deal, and then all of a sudden there was tariffs on sectional goods, automotive, steel, etc. So that was a reaction to a reaction. And so, but it looks like this one has the legal standing to withstand the scrutiny, the legal scrutiny. And what that being said, I think you'll see that it's used more by the administration with maybe some bigger targets, the EU, the UK, other allies that have more, I'd say, benefit. And I think the administration was just using this as a pilot project to say, okay, how far could we get with this tool? Because obviously the IEPA tariffs were overturned, and I know Section 122 will be heading to Supreme Court once they sit again.
Kyle Peacock, principal of Peacock Tariff Consulting, a trade and tariff advisory firm. Good perspective, good information. Thanks for letting us tap into your expertise, Kyle.
Of course, anytime. And I think just my advice to you and all your listeners, for anyone that owns a business, just make sure that compliance is key. So make sure that your information is correct, so there's no additional fines crossing the border either way. It's you're your best advocate. Don't rely on your broker. Be your own advocate. So
good advice. Thank you, Kyle.
Thanks, John.
424 WTMJ. Let's check the markets. The WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market update, a mixed bag today. The Dow was up 140 points. That's 0.25%. McDonald's leading the way. Good day for McDonald's. NASDAQ was off 200 points. That's 0.75%. The S&P slipped 22 points today. It was much worse than that up until near the end. That was off 0.25%. Annex Wealth Management, financial planning at every level, fee-only fiduciary all the time. Know the difference with Annex.
How much does it cost to talk to Gruber Law Offices after a serious crash? It's free. Yes, free. As in, it won't cost you anything to speak with us. Not sure if you have a case? Call our team at Gruber Law Offices today. Your first call and your first consultation are always free. And you'll never pay us a fee until we win your case. If you've been seriously injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
John Mercure here for the Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network. Whether you go on runs, play pickleball, or simply stay active around the house, injuries can happen when you least expect them. We spoke with Dr. Ryan Doperik, an orthopedic surgeon and sports medicine physician with the Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network. Learn what sports medicine really means and how personalized care can help get you back to what you love by listening to the latest everyday health discussion at WTMJ.com.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for buying gas. That's right. You can earn cash back with Upside just for buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside, and just last year, I made nearly $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get cash back? If you like extra cash, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back when you fill your tank. Use promo code LOCAL to get an extra 35 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code LOCAL for a 35 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code LOCAL for a 35 cents per gallon bonus.
So, ladies, enjoying the charity bachelor auction so far? All right, next up, bid on a date with a true nice guy, a salesman from Soren's Ford in Brookfield.
At Soren's, we aim to please.
Woo! All right, we're going to start the bidding at $1,000 for a date with Mr. Nice Guy.
But I'm only quoted at $500.
Quiet, nice guy. Do I hear $1,200? $1,200?
$500, now wash your car for free.
What are you doing? She said $1,200.
Soren's Ford always offers the best deal possible.
Soren's Ford, 189th and Capitol in Brookfield. You won't find nicer guys or lower prices anywhere.
If you're in charge of uniforms and equipment, you want to get the most value for your team's budget. You want the most for your money, and you want the process to be easy. Because you already have enough on your plate. We get it. Burkhart Sporting Goods Team Outfitting Division is the best you'll find. With an abnormally high customer satisfaction rate and our own silk screening and embroidery facility for quality control. So if you want the highest quality team outfitting and incredible service, you can't beat Burkhart.
I'm John Mercure here with the president of Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living, Jill Kreider. Jill, thank you so much for hanging out with us.
Thank you for having me.
When people ask you what makes Azura so special, what do you tell them?
For us, it's really all about the culture. So we work really hard to create an environment for our residents and our team members to enjoy work. And it's such a hard line of work for our team members, and it's such a need in the communities that we just want to make sure that we're providing the best possible care for our residents through their journey and their final stage in their journey.
And I feel that when I'm in there, I feel that commitment, I feel that culture. And the state has actually gotten involved with making sure that the specialized training, which has always been in effect at Azura, is now the standard, right?
Yes, at Azura, we provide over 120 hours of dementia-specific training the first year of someone working with us. So we've really invested in hiring people to do that training, do the research on what is dementia, training our caregivers and all of our team members, even the chefs and the housekeepers. They're getting that specialized training on how to interact with our residents, how to handle different situations.
The household model is so special at Azura. Can you tell us briefly about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have really focused on creating environments for our residents and families for it to look and feel like they're at home. Most people don't ever want to move out of their home. And so we've created an environment within our communities where it is a household. So a 20-bed household, there's a living room, a residential kitchen, dining room, and their suites or apartments are truly their bedroom.
For more information, check out AzuraLiving.com. Wisconsin-based, family-owned, kindness at the core. Jill Kreider's the president of Azura. Thank you, Jill.
Thank you.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
It's 4:30. I'm John Mercure. Your top story, tariff threats against Canada are doubling.
I'm Julia Fellow. Wisconsin communities are still waiting for PFAS settlement dollars.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. Southbound 43, bit heavy right past Good Hope Road down to Bender Road, and then back on the brakes just south of Capitol Drive all the way down through the Marquette interchange to the KK River. Northbound's backed up out of the Marquette up to North Avenue. Westbound 94, we've got delays from 27th Street to Hawley Road. Eastbound, backups from before 76th Street all the way through the Stadium interchange. Remember that right lane is closed in the Stadium interchange right at 175. It is a broken down semi. Looks like the load shifted, although it's a box type of container. But anyway, just be extra careful. Give them a wide berth so that they can get their work done. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Comfortable tonight, a low of 58. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a slight chance of storms. At night, a high of 80. Right now, Milwaukee, it is 71 degrees.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, President Trump is threatening to double the tariffs on Canadian goods after trade negotiations broke off last week. News Nation's Libby Dean.
Right now it's at 25%, but what he's threatening is 50%. We do have some time until that kicks in. That wouldn't start until next year, January 1st. But the threat, of course, is noteworthy because it comes just days after these trade negotiations just broke down completely between Washington and Ottawa. And Canada, we've heard from them a lot about how they're preparing to respond with these dollar-for-dollar retaliatory tariffs. And that came from Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney.
There are no further talks scheduled between the two countries.
A now former employee of Milwaukee City Attorney's Office could cost the city more than $830,000 after missing a court deadline.
In a lawsuit filed against the city by Regal Rexnord, the manufacturing company challenged the value of and property taxes on its downtown headquarters. After City Attorney's Office employee Kyle Bailey failed to answer a summons, which he claimed, according to court documents, was due to office tech issues, a judge ruled in favor of Regal Rexnord in July, ordering the city to pay. Bailey has since resigned from the city attorney's office, which is declining to comment. The case remains open with a motion hearing set for August 28th. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
A teenager accused of hitting a police officer with his car while fleeing Water Street is bound for trial.
Hunter Meyer of Rothschild faces a long list of felony charges, including recklessly endangering safety and hit and run causing injury. The charges stem from a 4th of July weekend of gunfire on Water Street as police responded to gunshots coming from a parking lot where Meyer was allegedly driving in circles. Prosecutors say Meyer ignored commands to get out of the car and struck an officer as he fled the scene, eventually crashing into another car. He's set to be arraigned next month. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
The DNR is asking state lawmakers to free up $10 million to help deal with contaminated drinking water. The money was paid by Tyco Fire Products as part of a settlement involving PFAS contaminations near Marinette. Dre Rogers with DNR says they've submitted a request to the legislature's Joint Finance Committee to access those funds.
Following the court's approval of the settlement, the DNR hosted opportunities for community input on potential use of the funds.
The settlement money is supposed to be used for safe drinking water, testing, and replacement of contaminated private wells.
As Wisconsin college students head back to campus, some could soon have a faster path to a bachelor's degree.
Reduced credit 3-year degrees are gaining popularity nationwide, and Wisconsin is part of the trend. Mount Mary University in Milwaukee offers 3-year programs requiring about 95 credits, while UW Green Bay has launched a 100-credit option in computer science. The UW Board of Regents also opened the door for other state universities to develop similar programs. Supporters say students could save a year of tuition and enter the workforce sooner, though critics worry what students may lose by cutting a year of coursework. Classes across the UW system start next week. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
Milwaukee Public Schools is giving teachers a head start on a new school year.
The MPS Foundation hosted a teacher supply drive, giving teachers an opportunity to receive free school supplies before classes begin. John Kersey, board chair of the MPS Foundation, tells WTMJ.
The funding for this drive came from the Milwaukee Public School alumni. Teachers are the backbone of the Milwaukee Public Schools. And the more we can do to support them and make them feel welcome, the better it's going to be for the students and the community.
Teachers were able to choose from 3 different supply boxes based on what they need before Tuesday's first day of school. Nazir Spencer, WTMJ News.
Time for WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all sports desk. Brewers off today, beginning a series against the Mets tomorrow in New York. Packers head coach Matt LaFleur says he doesn't want to see any fighting when the Cardinals come to town for joint practices this week.
If there's an issue, I'm going to tell the guys, hey, you come tag me in. They can tag in my brother, and we'll throw down on the 50.
LaFleur's brother Mike is in his first year as head coach of the Cardinals.
It's going to be pretty special. But at the end of the day, we're just looking to try to get good work, both sides. Prioritize the Green Bay Packers, but if there is another team in the National Football League that I'll be rooting for, it will be the Arizona Cardinals.
The teams wrap up the preseason Friday night at Lambeau.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 4:35.
Networks, streaming services, retail chains, and tech giants are all adding plus to their names. But where did the concept originate? We may be biased, but we think these big wigs found their inspiration for plus at Hasseless Mattress. Hasseless showrooms are employee-free. Give your mattress a try with no pushy sales guy. Plus, our 35 beds from the top 5 brands start at $293. Plus, unbeatable prices on Tempur-Pedic. Plus, free next-day delivery and setup. Plus, free haul away and disposal of your old mattress. Plus, 60-month interest-free financing on select Tempur-Pedic with approved credit. Plus, a $300 MasterCard gift card with your Tempur-Pedic mattress. Plus, a ruggedly handsome spokesman with a smooth radio voice. Get all this, plus a whole lot more when you shop at Hasseless Mattress. Or maybe we should change our name to Hasseless Plus. Nah. Open 9 to 9. Find an employee-free showroom near you or shop online at Hasseless.com.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on WTMJ. Now batting for the Brewers Radio Network, play-by-play announcer Lane Grindle.
I think I know where you're going, and it's pretty innovative.
And Jake, a fly ball to center. Harris is back. Harris at the track, looking up. It is gone! Jake Bowers with one of the at-bats of the year. His 23rd of the season.
Man, he's just off of that really cool stop in Pennsylvania, which we're going to get to in a second. But Brewers broadcaster Lane Grindle right now is in the Big Apple, getting ready for a big set against the Mets. Lane, good afternoon. What'd you do today?
I got out and about Central Park. I'll be honest with you. Today was a sleep-in day. Yesterday was quite a travel day. We flew Saturday to New York after the second game of that Braves series, stayed in New York Saturday night, got up Sunday morning, flew to Williamsport, did the game, flew back last night to New York. And so
wow.
there was a lot going on in the last 36 hours or so. So I got back to the room last night. I hit the pillow. I was asleep. I woke up. It was like 9:30, guys. Like that's, wow. I'm a father of 4. 9:30 hasn't happened in a long time.
Eastern time.
Yeah, Eastern time, right? So 8:30 on my clock.
Right.
I'll give myself some grace. But Yeah. So, got up, felt great. I mean, I'm not going to lie. It was what I needed. And then got out and about. Central Park, is always it's a must. So went out, did a little walking, did a little running, got a workout in, and that's kind of been it today. I mean, these off days are few and far between, so you don't overdo it. You try to use it to recharge a little bit.
Yeah, that's a great New York day. All right, talk about Pennsylvania. How cool was it to see our heroes with the little kids in Pennsylvania?
It was awesome. I thought it would be, and it delivered. I give Major League Baseball a lot of credit. I think they have, and they've been running this event since, 2017. So they have some experience with this particular event, but they have the amenities set up, I think, the best that they possibly can, considering how small of a little stadium that is, and trying to make it as comfortable as they can for the players. But right when we got there, we landed, and 6 of our players were off the plane and on a special bus riding to the Little League complex with the Little League baseball players, which was amazing for those guys. Both sides, the Major League players and the Little League players, to be able to experience something like that. And then the rest of the team went over on another bus, and they're rock stars when they get to that facility. And I just think that it's such a cool thing for our sport, because this is a sport that you start playing at such a young age, that you share with your brothers and your fathers and your grandfathers, and everybody kind of thinks back to the origin of their baseball lives, and this is what it is. And so I had a chance to talk to quite a few of our players yesterday, and just, Andrew Vaughn and I had a long conversation that we actually aired on the pregame show, and just seeing him appreciate the friendships, the relationships, the experiences he's had in the game of baseball prior to him ever getting to the big leagues, and kind of watching him walk himself through that and realize it in real time was very, very cool.
Lane, there's word that Woodruff does not need surgery. Is that a good sign to you?
Yeah, it's a very good sign. It's, I don't know that it means a lot in terms of this year. We don't know, but it's certainly better than if he would have had to have the surgery, for sure. So I think, it's still a small chance that he pitches again this year for the Brewers, but the chance was 0 about a week ago. And so even if it's 2% or 5%, or I don't know what the number is, but just that there might be a chance that he could pitch again is kind of cool. Could be a cool story, and we'll just kind of see where it goes. But, I'm happy for him, because I think this is a better outcome than if he would have had to have the surgery.
For sure. He is Brewers broadcaster Lane Grindle. Enjoy the rest of your day off. You can have some dinner with some of the other guys. What are you doing?
Yeah, a little dinner tonight. In fact, when I hang up here, I'm in charge of trying to figure out where that dinner's going to be.
Ooh.
So I'm going to be, we don't get too fancy. I mean, this is, you're in New York, you're probably going to do some pizza, let's be honest. So we'll see where we end up.
You're in a city with a lot of choices, that's for sure.
I know. I'm like, Italian, let's do that.
There's a few restaurants around, so I'm sure we'll find something.
Have fun, Lane. We'll talk to you next week.
All right. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. It is 4:42 at WTMJ. Miss Wisconsin getting ready for Miss America, that pageant. Miss Wisconsin with us in the studio up next.
I'm Jim Croft. I'm not a politician. I'm a husband, dad, numbers guy, and a small businessman. I'm a regular guy with 2 jobs, and neither one is funded by taxpayers.
I met my wife Marina while I was studying abroad in Mexico. One dance, and that was it. We came back here to Milwaukee and opened our dance studio. I'm running for state senate
Because between groceries, housing, and healthcare, 2 jobs barely fills the fridge for working families these days. Send me to Madison, and I'll work to lower the cost of living and make healthcare more transparent.
and I'll cut your property taxes, make life more affordable for southeastern Wisconsin families, and to make sure that our kids have the same opportunities that we did.
My one job will be to make sure that your one job is enough to support your family again.
I'm Jim Croft, and I have a message for the Madison politicians that got us into this mess. No quieren bailar conmigo. You don't want to dance with me. Paid for by Jim Croft for Wisconsin.
Do you have an upcoming wedding, a bridal or baby shower, maybe a family reunion? WTMJ's John Mercure here. I highly recommend having your party at the historic Fox and Hound Supper Club. Half your dinners are free, even for these special events. That's incredible. When you buy one dinner, your second dinner is free every night. Choice steak, seafood, pasta, the surf and turf, any entree, and dessert are all buy one, get one free. Celebrate a birthday, anniversary, retirement, or just a quiet free dinner with your sweetie. Have your company employee appreciation dinner at the Fox and Hounds. Half those dinners are free. The Fox and Hounds, right in the Kettle Moraine Forest near Holy Hill. The views are spectacular. Gift cards are perfect year-round gifts, as your second dinner is always free. Order online and your gift cards will arrive shortly. Reserve your wedding, shower, rehearsal, or family dinner today. Half those dinners are free every night. Incredible wine list, nice bourbon list. It's the Fox and Hounds Supper Club. Google, call, and reserve the famous Fox and Hounds.
If you missed this,
So crazy. They were up by so much that Jackson Churio, who's a righty, came up to the dish and decided, you know what? I've never done this before. I'm going to try it from the other side.
Jackson Churio batting left-handed, smokes one out to center.
or this,
A little more than 300 people lined up to get a moment with The Miz for a special ball signing. Take a look at my ball.
Ooh, that's really, really
I
sweet.
know.
catch up on the Wisconsin's Afternoon News podcast wherever you stream. Sponsored by Diversified Wealth Strategies.
Hey, John Mercure here for Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin, quite simply the best in the business. You got a shoulder that's not feeling great. Maybe it's an ankle or a knee. Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin and their top-tier doctors can get you feeling how you deserve to feel. My wife, Michelle, had a back issue. Oh, how put her in a great place. She's on the mend. She's feeling better. She's doing all the things that she wants to do. Start at the website, ohow.com, ohow.com. Request an appointment. Start your journey to feeling better with the best. Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin.
445 traffic and then weather. Debbie Lazaga, how are the roads?
Still have that problem in the stadium interchange. Eastbound 94, we have a broken down semi that is stuck in the right lane. So that means things are going to be really tight heading through there, right at where 175 matches up with eastbound 94. So just keep that in mind. It's going to be slow for a bit. We got backups pretty much from 84th Street, solid all the way to that point. Back in Waukesha County, we do have delays from Highway F all the way to Barker Road as well. Westbound 94, you're backing up from about 35th Street to Hawley Road. And then on southbound 894, that's got backups from about the Zoo interchange all the way through the Hale to about 60th Street. Southbound also still has that accident just south of Beloit Road on the right shoulder. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Comfortable tonight, a low of 58. Calm winds. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a slight chance of showers and storms at night, a high of 80. Wednesday, partly cloudy, warm, a slight chance of thunderstorms, a high of 86. Thursday, mostly sunny, a high of 81. Friday, partly cloudy, a high of 77. Right now here in Milwaukee, it is 71 degrees and sunny.
Hope you're having a great Monday. Thanks for hanging out with us. We are very excited to have with us in the studio Miss Wisconsin Jordan Butler from Onalaska. It's so good to have you here. It's so good to see you. Thank you.
So good to see you again. Thanks so much for having me.
All right. So it was about 2 months ago you became Miss Wisconsin. What have the past 2 months been like? What have you been doing?
They have been filled with lots of time on the road. I have tracked about 10,000 miles in the Miss Wismobile within these past 2 months. So lots of places seen, lots of places traveled, but in the best way possible, getting to see so many parts of our great state.
Wow. Do they give you a car?
They do, yes. I have a Chevy Equinox that is called the Miss Wismobile that I will drive throughout my year.
Does it have a vanity plate or anything on it where it says anything?
Miss Wiss?
Yes, it does. It says Miss Wisconsin on the side. So I do get quite a few weird looks or a few honks down the road.
Oh, that's
Always like,
fun.
what am I doing? Nope, I'm going the speed limit. I'm doing okay.
Oh, my God.
Do we get a makeup and wardrobe, allowance?
That must be so funny. Guys winking at you, little girls very excited, waving at you.
Yes.
Although you don't have the tiara on usually when you're driving the car.
No, I
That would
don't.
hit the ceiling.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I am pretty short. I'm only 5'3", so I would probably be okay, but I just got to focus on the road.
Do you get the makeup and wardrobe allowance or no?
I do get an allowance throughout my year, especially for preparing for the Miss America competition. So wardrobe for that. Very grateful for our
The
sponsors.
gown, John.
Yeah, let's talk about that. So Miss America is coming up.
Yes.
How have you been prepping?
I feel like so much of the job of Miss Wisconsin is prepping for Miss America in communications with individuals wherever I'm traveling. Having interviews with people, preparing me for the role of Miss America is such a big part. But then, of course, there's the talent competition. So I'm a dancer. I'll be doing a jazz dance to a cover of Frank Sinatra's That's Life. So practicing the dance, repetition.
Ooh, I think the judges
out.
will like that. That music.
Yeah,
right?
that's very cool. So that's what you did in Miss Wisconsin, right?
It is. Yep. Kept the same. Changed a few little moves here and there, but keeping it mostly.
Do you do
the same.
ballet, tap, jazz? Do you do everything?
I grew up doing everything. Yep. I studied dance from age 3 to 18. I did both studio and high school dance team, did all styles. And then once I transitioned into college, I really focused on lyrical and jazz were my two.
Oh, that's
How's the gown looking? Are we doing our fittings?
Yes. So I picked it up last week, actually. So we're just doing the final fittings. It is white. So my Miss Wisconsin gown was blue, very sparkly. And I'll say my Miss America gown is white and very simple. Went a little simple with it.
Is there a strategy? Do you like see what's worked in the past, what works for you personally? How do you decide?
I think it's a personal preference. I'm very lucky to have a great board of directors with the Miss Wisconsin organization that help guide me. But one thing I love about my board specifically is everything, they want it to be my decision. They want me to feel comfortable. They want me to feel confident. So I feel very lucky to have a board that is so supportive.
Wow.
Miss Wisconsin Jordan Miller is with us in the studio. Have you gotten advice or had contact with our other Miss Wisconsins that went on to become Miss America? We have quite a tradition.
Absolutely. Yes. We have a long history of wonderful previous Miss Wisconsins that have become Miss America. Our most recent one, Grace Stanky, who is just a wonderful human being. I first met Grace when we first competed in the teen program together back in the day. And she is just phenomenal, and we're so lucky to color ours. Even though she's out in Delaware right now being amazing, she'll always be ours in Wisconsin.
When was the last time you spoke to her?
I was in Philadelphia for over the 4th of July. They flew all the Miss America delegates out there to celebrate America 250, and she is in Delaware, so she was trying to work with her work schedule to pop up for a little bit to see us. Unfortunately, it didn't work out, but via text communication, we've had some good exchanges there.
What's your major in college?
I was a marketing major.
Okay. So you graduated?
Graduated from Viterbo University in 2021 and have worked in the recruitment side of things since graduating.
What do you think you want to do when this is done? I know I'm really jumping the gun, but what's kind of on your as you look down the road?
Yes, I love to highlight the scholarship aspect of competing. I have earned $58,000 in competing in the Miss Wisconsin organization. It fully paid for my undergrad at Viterbo, and I have some money set aside for my master. So I hope to go back to school to obtain my master's in public relations. And I would love to work in any aspect with children, whether it be for a children's hospital specifically, anything working with children at adversity. That kind of stems from my community service initiative.
Yeah, tell us about that. Building resilience for healthy futures. Tell us about that.
Yes, it provides social awareness and support for children specifically, but really anyone who has faced adversity. It stems from my experience when I was a child and my father battled stage 4 head and neck cancer, and he survived. We're so blessed that he's still with us today. But the emotional trauma that I experienced of having a doctor sit my family down and saying, your dad probably only has a few months left, made a lasting impact on us. And when my father went into remission, our family came together and said, we are so fortunate that we had the community of support we did in such a difficult time that we want to make sure other people who may not naturally have that support has that support. So we started volunteering with our local hospital, Mayo Clinic in La Crosse, and then it expanded. I previously, before becoming Miss Wisconsin, worked for an organization called Family and Children Center, where I worked with families in the La Crosse County, Monroe County on anything their family may need. They come from various levels of adversity. So building those daily skills in them to help them move forward and know that they deserve a bright and healthy future no matter what they've gone through.
How old were you when your dad was going through cancer?
I was 13 when he was first diagnosed.
And where exactly was it? You said head and neck. So
it was throat and neck. Yeah. So he actually got 1/3 of his tongue removed. So at first they thought they could get it all by surgery. So we were told, okay, Dad's going to go to Rochester, Minnesota. He's going to get a surgery. We're going to be good to go. And it was supposed to be a 4-hour surgery. Ended up being 9 hours.
Wow.
It was pretty much double of what they thought. So originally they diagnosed him with stage 2. It ended up being stage 4 once they went in and got to see everything. So then he started chemo, radiation right away. But we're very, very lucky. We understand how lucky we are.
Oh, what a blessing.
Well, that makes sense why she wants to do PR in a hospital.
Yeah, for sure. So you're getting ready for Miss America.
Yes.
You've been on the road. Is it tough? You want to be your best version of you and be peaking. I sound like I'm talking about an athlete as you head to Miss America. Is it hard to sleep the right amount? Is it hard to eat how you want to eat because of your schedule?
It can be at times, but I think it's a little bit of give and take. And I also think about the job of Miss America. There are a lot of days that I'm sure, and Grace talked about this, that you don't get a lot of sleep. Early flights, hop onto the next, going to the next state. So I think it's also preparing for that, but knowing on the days that I do have rest days, my business manager, Caitlin, who is a phenomenal individual.
Yes, we know her, yeah.
Caitlin is the best. One of the first things she did when I won was she told me how she books in these rest days. And at first I was like, no, I want this year to be as busy as possible, Caitlin, come on. But Caitlin, you were so right. I appreciate those rest days.
We're going to send this to her.
Yeah, right. Yes, Caitlin, you were right. They are much needed.
During a month, how often do you get to sleep in your own bed?
Well, I got to sleep in it last night. Now I'm on the road for the next few days.
Okay.
And I think I'll get to sleep in it one more night before I leave. So
I'm assuming that you grew up watching Miss America.
Yes.
So when I grew up, I would have like a little tally next to my dad, and we would judge everybody. And I love the bikini. I'm sorry. I did. I liked the bikini. I liked the talent. And then the gown. Probably the gown was really good too. But the bikini. Do you miss the bikini? Do you wish that they had bikini in the competition still?
You know, I don't. I also grew up watching Miss America throughout all the years, and I was a teen title holder when they got rid of swimsuit, and there was nothing for a little bit. They had a pitch component that they put in for a little bit, and then there was nothing, but then they added back fitness. And I love that fitness aspect that for Miss America, we actually recorded videos of ourselves and submitted them of ways we stay physically active, and I think that's such a beautiful way of showing healthy looks different on everyone. Everyone can be healthy in different ways. They can prioritize their health in different ways. So let's celebrate that. Celebrate living healthy, living in healthy bodies, and showcasing that fitness journey on the stage as we're walking.
So September 6th, 6 o'clock is Miss America. It's on the Miss America YouTube channel.
Yes.
You can check it out there. We will be cheering for you. Jordan Butler from Onalaska, Miss Wisconsin.
Wow.
You're going to be great. Don't take any crap from those other girls.
Yeah. Especially like California.
Yeah.
Oh, my
Who cares
goodness.
about
That's right.
them?
Or New York. No.
Yeah, whatever. Bye-bye.
Be nice, Miss Wisconsin, unless you need to be tough. Then be tough.
And that Illinois, don't let her,
No.
bother
They got
you.
nothing on Miss Wisconsin. Good luck, Jordan. It's so fun to chat with you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
She's so polite. She wouldn't say anything bad about anybody. Thank you, Jordan. It's 4:56 at WTMJ.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
The big blue office towers in downtown Milwaukee used to be called Royce Federal Plaza. Now they get city incentives to convert one tower into apartments. The Redevelopment Authority recommends $6.4 million in public financing. A Milwaukee health benefits company called Zizzle Health plans to move from the 3rd Ward to the City Center office tower on Water Street near Wisconsin Avenue. The firm is growing rapidly with 130 employees and needs more space. Family-owned metal fabricator Weldall Manufacturing completes a $16 million expansion in Waukesha to keep pace with customer demand. The company adds 24 jobs to its workforce. I'm Rich Kirchen with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on 620 WTMJ.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
We're sponsored by Abbey Home. Go to abbyhome.com today.
Abbey Windows. Have you been thinking about new windows? If you're having a hard time operating them, feeling air coming through, or feel your energy bills are too high, now is the time to call Abbey Home. We're celebrating 16 years in business, so we're having our anniversary sale. Right now, get a free triple pane upgrade on all windows. A free triple pane upgrade on all windows. And if somebody asks you if you know a guy in the business, you can say no, but I know a girl. Go to abbyhome.com today or give us a call, 414-436-ABBY, 414-436-2229.
Hi, I'm Kirsten Hildebrand of Hildebrand Law Firm. Since 2001, we've proudly helped Milwaukee families and business owners protect what matters most. We combine the experience of a larger law firm with the personal attention you deserve. We take the time to listen, explain your options, and create a plan that's right for you. When the stakes are high, you need trusted legal advocates who will stand by your side every step of the way. Protect your family, your legacy, and your peace of mind. Visit hildebrandlawfirm.net to schedule a consultation today.
Why settle for just a job when you can have a career in the exciting automobile industry? The Auto Dealers Association of Mega Milwaukee new car dealer members have service technicians, sales, administrative, and management positions available now. The first word in career is car, and one of the best places to find a great career opportunity is at an Adam member new car dealer.
For current great paying job opportunities, visit adam.com/jobs. That's ADAMM.com/jobs.
Hey, John Mercure here for Dog Guard. They are absolutely fantastic. So maybe you got a dog that doesn't always behave like you wish the dog behaved. It might not be you. It might not be the dog. It might be that you don't have the right tools. Dog Guard, local, small business, efficient, always respond to their customers. A containment guarantee. Your dog is not going to get out. Dog Guard's coming to my house pretty soon to put up my fencing. It's going to be incredible. Pricing straight across the board. Don't charge more for certain people based on income or time of the year. It's fair. It's efficient. You're going to take care of your dog like your dog deserves. It is Dog Guard.
It's the most wonderful time of year at Staples. They've got back-to-school supplies as low as 25 cents, up to 40% off select tech, and more at staples.com/back-to-school. Staples, that was easy.
Transform your home today. Exterior Pros. Trust the pros.
Traffic is sponsored by St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores.
St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores. Highway 100 and Layton Avenue in Greenfield. 23rd and Lincoln and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee. Great bargains and a great cause. You're gonna love it. St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores.
Your trusted and relevant source for news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
It's 5 o'clock. I'm John Mercure. Your top story: a Supreme Court ruling allows a Trump order to limit mail-in voting.
I'm Julia Fellow. A demand for answers after an election error happened in Milwaukee.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. They cleared the accident on southbound 894 south of Beloit Road, so at least we got that going for us. Unfortunately, the delays have not cleared. We've got backups basically from the zoo all the way down through the Hale interchange to about 51st Street. On southbound 41, we've got just a backup from the county line all the way past Good Hope Road. Northbound slowing down from Burleigh to Silver Spring. And southbound 43, watch for backups past Good Hope Road to Bender, and then from just south of Keefe down through the Marquette to the KK River. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Tonight, clear and comfortable, low of 58 degrees. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, slight chance for rain at night, a high of 80. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, the Supreme Court has cleared the way for President Trump to move ahead with his executive order restricting mail-in voting. News Nation's Kelly Meyer.
Just last month, the Trump administration asked the Supreme Court on its emergency docket to clear the way for the full implementation of President Trump's executive order on mail-in voting. But it still leaves room for additional court challenges that could slow this order. And then on top of that, some states are beginning to send mail-in ballots to voters in just a few weeks. And remember, Trump himself also voted by mail in the Florida primary election recently.
Opponents argue the Constitution gives states and Congress the power to run elections.
The Assembly Elections Committee chair is demanding answers after an error delayed Milwaukee's primary results by about an hour and a half. Some absentee ballots were not exported to 5 flash drives, forcing staff to return to central count. He wants a written response within 30 days and says Election Commission Executive Director Paulina Gutierrez should get the response within 30 days, a written response. He says that within 30 days, Gutierrez should resign if similar mistakes can't be prevented. There's no evidence if the results were compromised.
Police are looking for a burglary suspect accused of breaking into off-campus apartments near Marquette.
DeAndre Morgan has an arrest warrant after prosecutors replaced misdemeanor trespassing charges with felony burglary charges last week. Investigators say Morgan broke into an off-campus apartment near 15th and Kilbourne on August 2nd while 2 Marquette students were sleeping. Officers later found Morgan sitting on a couch with a blue shopping bag full of the students' belongings. Morgan was originally released from jail on a signature bond. Online court records show he has a criminal history of armed robbery and use of force. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
A man was arrested in Sheboygan accused of fleeing a traffic stop and then injuring another driver.
North 14th Street and Superior Avenue. Referencing a vehicle accident, officers are on scene.
Police say they tried to stop a vehicle for excessive engine noise near 8th Street and Indiana Avenue Sunday, but the 19-year-old driver sped off and led police on a chase. Officers ended the chase when the man began driving dangerously. He ran a red light and then hit another car. A 73-year-old had injuries. The 19-year-old is now in custody, who Sheboygan police say has 33 traffic citations in just the past 13 months.
Environmental activists are pushing back against another proposed rate increase by We Energies, which could raise residential bills about 14%.
Wisconsin conservation voters and other local groups gathered outside the We Energies office in downtown Milwaukee, calling on regulators to reject proposed increases for 2027 and 28.
Our electric bills don't need to be this high.
We Energy spokesperson Brendan Conway says the additional revenue would help pay for nearly $480 million in infrastructure investments, including renewable energy projects and reliability improvements.
This is part of a really robust process. This public aspect is really an important part of it, so we're glad to see more discussion around it.
The Public Service Commission is reviewing the request and is expected to make a decision this fall. In downtown Milwaukee, Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
A 24-hour shutdown is coming up this week, but it's not on the freeway.
Southbound Highway 100 will be closed for about 24 hours this week. Wisconsin DOT's Eric Hansen says drivers should plan for that shutdown starting Thursday morning.
Over on the 894 project from Lincoln Avenue to 84th Street, we do have an extended full closure.
The closure is between Layton Avenue and I-43, the Rock Freeway. But Hansen says people will still be able to get to where they need to go in the area since they'll maintain access to businesses and the Hales Corners Park and Ride. The closure runs from 5 a.m. Thursday to 5 a.m. Friday. Debbie Lazaga, WTMJ News.
Coming up, it's brother versus brother at Packers practice.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 5:05.
Notifications, texts, emails, information coming at you all day, every day. With so much noise, knowing what deserves your attention can feel overwhelming. So it's no surprise that many Americans feel less confident about their retirement finances and stressed about their investments. Turn down the noise. Turn up the planning. Put Annex Wealth Management on your side for trusted investment and retirement guidance, including tax and estate planning. Visit annexwealth.com and click the Get Started button.
Healthy joints, healthy lifestyle. Vince Vetrano for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Arthritis, injuries, wear and tear, common joint issues that keep you from doing what you love. At OAW, a visit to the doctor doesn't always mean surgery. Everyone is different. Surgeons, nurses, physical therapists work together to come up with a plan for you. Maybe it's PT, medication, injection, and if you do need surgery, like I did, you know you're in the best of hands. Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, there is a difference. Book an appointment online at orthowisconsin.com.
Step right up and see the magnificent Beck sofa at Penny Mustard.
What's with this circus getup?
Ever seen a clown car?
With clowns that keep climbing out one after another?
Exactly. The Beck sofa is Penny Mustard's clown car.
How so?
The Beck's appears to be a petite, apartment-sized sofa.
Yeah.
But it can hold contortionists, lion tamers, and the ringmaster too.
Step right up and see the Beck sofa, starting at $19.77 at Penny Mustard.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
988 Wisconsin Lifeline. How can I help you?
Share hope, find purpose when you become a 988 Lifeline counselor. The 988 Wisconsin Lifeline provides free and confidential support to anyone in crisis. 988 has experienced tremendous growth and more statewide counselors are needed. Staffed by Family Services, 988 counselors work remotely, are offered competitive compensation, benefits, and training. Apply today at 988lifelinecounselor.org. Family Services is an equal opportunity employer.
Paid for by grants from SAMHSA and the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all sports desk. The Packers host the Arizona Cardinals this week for joint practices in advance of Friday's preseason finale at Lambeau. The Cardinals are led by first-year head coach Mike LaFleur, that's Matt's brother.
Yeah, he is quick to criticize everything that I put on the schedule. So he's like, why are we doing this? Why are we doing that? We never do this. And I was like, all right, Mike, you got all the answers. So no, it's been healthy. It's been good. So there's been give and take on both sides for sure.
The Packers must trim the roster to 53 by 3 o'clock on August 30th. And the Brewers enjoy a day off after taking 2 of 3 against the first-place Braves. Milwaukee begins the day with a 6-game lead over the Cubs for first place in the NL Central. The Brewers begin a 3-game series against the Mets on Tuesday.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 5:08.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here for Griffin's Hub. If you've been waiting for the right time to upgrade your ride, this is it. Griffin's Hub is making August a huge month to save. Right now, you can lease a brand new Jeep Cherokee 4x4 Laredo for just $381 a month for 42 months with $39.99 down plus tax and fees with approved credit. That's an outstanding way to get behind the wheel of a legendary Jeep. Or if you've had your eye on a new truck, check this out. Griffin's Hub has a 2026 Ram Rebel for just $59,340. That's an incredible $18,000 off MSRP. One of the biggest savings you'll see all year on a Ram Light Duty. Whether you're looking for SUV capability or truck toughness, Griffin's Hub has the deals to get you moving. Visit Griffin's Hub today or shop online at griffinshubchryslerjeepdodge.com. But don't wait. August offers end August 31st. See Griffin's Hub for complete details. Offers available with approved credit, lease, and purchase offer. Expires August 31st, 2026.
On the best store ice cream.
I just saw a television story on it.
Julia's got the scoop. We're going to tell you about that coming up in just a couple of minutes. But first,
this is the 5 o'clock focus on Wisconsin's afternoon news.
A now former employee of the Milwaukee City Attorney's Office maybe cost the city more than $800,000. Why did that happen? How did that happen? WTMJ's Adam Roberts is here in the studio. Hello, Adam.
Hello. Computer issues, John.
Oh, yes.
That's at least what is being claimed by this, as you mentioned, now former attorney or former city attorney's office employee. So a little bit of background before we get to the computer issues. So this all stems from a lawsuit which was filed back in April. Regal Rexnord, you may know their downtown offices, not too far away from where we are here, right along the river on Michigan Street. The company claims the city imposed higher property taxes than were necessary and that there was about an $832,000 difference that the company, wanted back in a refund. They issued a lawsuit. There was a deadline for May 4th for a city response. That response never came. This lawyer within the office, his name is Kyle Bailey, did not issue a response by that deadline. So Regal Rexnord, rather than requested what's called a default judgment. Essentially, the judge says, well, we never heard from the other side, so here's what the ruling's going to be. That was on May 20th. Then about 9 days later, Bailey files an official objection, then official response June 10th. There's then this hearing later that month in front of a judge at the Milwaukee County Courthouse. And that's now where we come back to these computer issues. So at this hearing, in these court transcripts I was able to obtain today, Bailey claims the initial lack of response was due to office tech issues, specifically a shift to a new computer record-keeping system. And the quote is, there have been numerous problems we've had in the transition of cases, for lack of a better term, falling off the calendar in its entirety. The judge responding that they were not satisfied with that response from Bailey, ultimately ruling in favor of Regal Rexnord. Now, this is still an open case. That ruling was handed out at the end of July, but there is another motion hearing set. The city's still trying to argue against having to pay out that default judgment. That's coming up this Friday, August 28th. But Bailey has since resigned from the city's attorney's office. They've kept quiet about this all day today.
So it's not a done deal yet. There's still the chance that the judge could say to the city, let's get back on this?
There is a chance, but if you go even further into the transcript, the judge's words here appear to be pretty telling on this. I'll just read some excerpts here after Mr. Bailey gave his reasoning to the judge. The judge says, You're staring at a sizable judgment, and now today you tell me, well, we've had these computer problems and things just get taken off the calendar. I just don't understand the sloppy work, and I'm not satisfied that the responses rise to the level of that which would prevent me from granting default, quite frankly.
Ooh.
Yeah, that doesn't sound good.
This is why I always have a
good.
physical calendar.
Yeah, you do. You do. You're like Miss Paper over there. Yeah, for sure. Things don't just fall off your paper calendar, though.
Mm-mm.
That's right. So, Adam, you're connected to these things. Let Kyle Bailey know he needs to shop for calendars where Julia does.
I even write it on my hand. You see it.
I've seen it too.
Yeah,
Yep.
she does. Yeah.
All over my arm.
When no paper's available, Julia's hand comes in handy. Yes. Adam Roberts. Thanks, Adam. We appreciate it.
You bet.
You have good-looking calendars, too. Where do you buy that? Do you buy it just shop online?
Amazon.
Oh, that's nice. It's 5:13 at WTMJ. We're sponsored by Diversified Wealth Strategies.
Many people feeling close to retirement ask themselves, do I have enough?
Am I missing something?
At Diversified Wealth Strategies, we provide clarity during our complimentary, no-pressure consultation. We're independent advisors using big firm tools with a boutique-style approach.
And no crickets. We stay in touch so you're never left wondering.
At Diversified Wealth Strategies, let us show you how to capture the upside, limit the downside, and feel good inside.
Visit dwstrategies.com.
Securities and investment services offered through Mosaic Wealth Inc. Member FINRA SIPC. Mosaic Wealth is separately owned, and other entities and/or marketing names, products, or services referenced here are independent of Mosaic Wealth.
John Mercure here for my friends at Dave Drakamp Heating and Cooling, where your family's comfort is their family's tradition. If you're just now realizing your air conditioning is not going to make it through the rest of August and September, don't do that to your family. Get Drakamp out there and let them check it out for you. Give them a call because, you can get on their list and they can get out there. They're crazy busy because they do really good work, but they'll fit you in. It's not too late to get that AC fixed. And a new home comfort system installed by the friendly experts at Dave Drakamp will keep you comfortable throughout the rest of the summer and beyond. Perhaps your system just needs some maintenance. And if that's the case, you can count on the honest experts at Dave Drakamp to simply recommend a tune-up. Maintenance is crucial to keeping the efficiency of your system top-notch, so get on their schedule today. They came out to my house. The president of the company, Scott Drakamp, actually came out to my house and fixed my system because they were too busy to send someone else. And he told me when he was there, we'll do the same thing for our other customers. A truthful assessment. They're kind and professional. It's Dave Drakamp.
Keeping you updated on culture and creativity. What's on Tap with Sandy Max.
In the studio with the co-directors of the new documentary simply titled Uke.
It's combining my two great loves of baseball and dreaming of being a baseball player someday and becoming a filmmaker, and somehow the two worlds have collided.
Now that they know what he was going through, it'll just make his fans love him even more.
Weeknights at 6 on WTMJ and the What's on Tap podcast on WTMJ.com.
Traffic and weather. All right, Debbie, how we doing?
Well, definitely seeing delays along the bypass. Southbound, it's pretty solid all the way out of the Zoo Interchange down and around the Hale Interchange past Forest Home. On the westbound side, coming out of the Mitchell Interchange, going to be heavy all the way to Loomis. Southbound on 43, we've got backups from Center Street all the way down to the KK River crossing. On the westbound side of 94, backing up from just past 27th Street all the way to Hawley Road. Eastbound, backed up from 76th Street to about 35th. At 175 in the Stadium Interchange, we do still have the right lane blocked with a broken down semi that is still waiting to get cleared out of the way. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, mostly clear skies, a low of 58. Tomorrow, slight chance for afternoon rain, a high of 80. On Wednesday, chance for rain, a high of 83. Thursday, mostly sunny, 80. Friday, mostly sunny, a high of 77 degrees.
5:16 on WTMJ. I don't know what kind of ice cream you like, but I like Pops.
Me too.
I like Culver's.
Me too.
I love
custard. We're custard people.
I love chocolate ice cream.
Yes.
Any type of chocolate ice cream. But if you're going through the aisles of the grocery store, there's many different brands. Which one is the best? Well, Consumer Reports had the tough job of testing 11 different brands, looking at the common brand that's everywhere: taste, texture, and value.
Okay.
So there's some of the results that might surprise you. So Breyers and Haagen-Dazs, they scored among the best. But there's a good dupe. Aldi's has one that's 65% less in cost. Their specialty super premium chocolate ice cream tasted almost exactly like Haagen-Dazs.
Really?
You know what's interesting is sometimes, where there's like, the Costco Kirkland brand or,
Yes.
things that are the store brand.
Yep.
It's made by the really good brand names.
It is.
Mm-hmm. So are you writing that down?
Well, I am, maybe. Yes, because I love chocolate ice cream. And my wife loves Aldi, so yeah, that works.
I like going to Trader Joe's too, and their Ultra Chocolate was another favorite, and I've had that before. It's a really intense chocolate, if you love intense chocolate. BJ's Wellesley Farms chocolate ice cream also stood out for its rich, dark chocolate flavor, but the Trader Joe's is a little bit cheaper. So next time you're in the freezer aisle, you might not have to spend too big to get really good chocolate ice cream. So I'm going to definitely try that Aldi's one. I'm going to beeline when I get home.
You
Stop
know
there.
who has the best vanilla ice cream?
I love vanilla.
Kirkland.
Really?
Costco, the Kirkland brand, is really good. It's smooth. It's creamy. It's almost like custardy. You put it in your dish and you let it melt a second, like it's sitting there for a minute before you eat it. The vanilla at Costco is really good.
Oh, that's good because I was just about to buy cantaloupes and I like to get them a little chili and then I cut them in half and then I put vanilla in the middle.
Oh, my God.
Do you ever eat
that? Do the Kirkland. No, I've never done that, but that sounds fantastic.
John, it's so
That's the
tasty.
real deal?
Oh, my gosh.
I love hard shell. Do you know what that is? It's like when you go to Dairy Queen, you can get your cone dipped.
Yes.
That hard shell, they sell it now in the container. You shake it up and you squirt it on your ice cream and it hardens just like dipping on a Dairy Queen.
No, I can't do that.
So good. The chocolate is so good.
Do you like chocolate-covered bananas?
Yes. I had one at State Fair when we were there. Yeah. Do you?
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the stands sells it.
Whenever there's a Dairy Queen, that way I drive past, I usually do that.
Oh, my God. Dairy Queen Blizzard, that's my weakness. For sure.
I know.
All right. Aldi chocolate.
I live down the street from the Dairy Queen owner now with my new house.
Really? Oh, that Dairy Queen right on Hampton? And
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right by that CVS?
Yeah.
Okay, I got to get in with him.
Oh, my God. He should give you a golden ticket. Give you a little card that you can just present and you get what you want for free.
Dairy Queen's the best.
Yeah, exactly. It's 5:19 at WTMJ. Tariffs in effect involving us and Canada. What specifically is being impacted? What does it mean for you? We've got the tariff details up next.
You might not think of Burkhart for corporate uniforms and other business apparel, but you should, because a lot of businesses do. And it's because most times we're cheaper than our competition on the same high-quality apparel choices that the other guys offer, plus Nike and Under Armour that the other guys can't get. So for businesses and corporations, if you want your employees to look great while representing your brand, and you want to get your apparel for less, you can't beat Burkhart, your business uniform specialists.
You can't beat Burkhart.
John Mercure here for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Shopping for new windows and doors shouldn't feel like a negotiation, and it definitely shouldn't feel like a game. One of the things I really appreciate about Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin is they believe in straightforward pricing, honest conversations, and helping homeowners find the right fit for their home without inflated prices or high-pressure sales tactics. At the end of the day, a fair final price matters more than some flashy discount. And when you buy direct through Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, one trusted team handles everything from start to finish. The same company that manufactures your windows and doors is the one selling, installing, and servicing them with Pella-certified installers every step of the way. That means confidence in the process, confidence in the product, and confidence in one team standing behind the work from beginning to end. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Real pricing, premium quality, no games. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Labor Day and the American labor movement were built on three fundamental principles: fair wages, reasonable hours, and big savings on Beautyrest at Hasseless Mattress. Or something like that. Now through Labor Day, Hasseless will give you a free adjustable base with the purchase of any Beautyrest mattress, including Beautyrest World Class and the Ultra Luxury Beautyrest Black. If your current mattress has been laboring under you for the past decade, it deserves a much-needed retirement. Visit a Hasseless employee-free showroom and test your favorite mattress without commission-crazed salespeople hovering over you. Employee-free means way low prices. Others sell the Queen Beautyrest Premium World Class Thatcher K8 A mattress for $2,450. But Hassellus has it for just $1,788, plus a free adjustable base, plus an additional $200 off, plus free next day delivery, plus a $100 rewards cash card. Now through Labor Day at Hassellus Mattress. Find an employee-free showroom near you at hassellus.com.
Accunet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLSConsumerAccess.org, number 255368.
At Wisconsin's own Accunet Mortgage, our closing costs are typically $1,000 to $3,000 less than the banks or the mortgage guys with the Rocket for exactly the same rate. Find out how much you can save at accunet.com.
Kessler's Diamonds. Kessler's Diamonds.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on WTMJ.
All right, so you've probably heard by now that the U.S. administration has implemented a 50% tariff on $20 billion worth of Canadian imports. Now, it's only 5% of what we import, so it's not a big percentage, but it's $20 billion worth of stuff, and it's stuff that we buy. It's across 500 product categories, and I wanted to run through some of the things that fall under this tariff, which, by the way, our tariff expert who was on earlier with us said that he does believe these tariffs are legal, unlike the others that got thrown out before. Okay, alcohol and beverages. Canadian whiskey is going to be tariffed at 50%. Crown Royal is the most popular, but there's Crown Royal, Canadian Club, Black Velvet is another one. Canadian beer, Canadian ciders, Canadian malt beers. Yes, they're going to be tariffed. Canadian wine. I don't think they're really known for their wine. They make wine.
Their
but...
ice wine is so good.
Okay. Well, it's going to be tariffed.
And you got me Crown Royal for Christmas one year.
I love that. That's my favorite. Grew up with my grandpa having that. Spirits from Canada like vodka and gin. The most famous vodka is called Crystal Head. They're not really known for their vodka. Rum, brandy. That should get Wisconsinite attention. Other things tariffed. Milk, cream, lactose syrup, honey. Agricultural seeds and select crops.
Yep.
Sports and athletic equipment.
Oh.
Ice hockey equipment. Most of the world's best ice hockey equipment is manufactured in Canada, where it's the national game.
That is one of the most expensive sports to have your child in, by the way.
Yeah, is it? The equipment?
Oh.
Hockey sticks, hockey gloves, they're going to get tariffed.
Skates.
Yeah, good point. Golf supplies, gym equipment, pool accessories. Okay, this is the big one that's going to hit a lot of people, and they won't even realize that it's tariffed because you don't go and buy it off the shelf. Plywood, cement, lumber. So if you're building a house or you're buying a pole barn or you're buying furniture, it's going to be impacted if Canadian lumber is used. And I think our expert said that a third of houses in the United States begin the process with Canadian lumber. So they're going to get tariffed. Furniture. A lot of Americans buy furniture made in Canada. I didn't know that. Other things hit by the tariff. Smartphones, cameras, radar equipment.
Great.
I don't know why that's funny. Consumer goods and lifestyle items. These are going to get hit. You ready for this?
What?
Makeup.
Oh, great. Yeah,
perfume.
I like that. That's even better.
Essential oils. Jewelry. Decorative candles.
That's not good for you.
You got that right. My house is like one big candle. Yeah, we have a closet full of candles.
You love candles.
My daughter in Texas literally has a closet that you open it up and it's just shelves of candles. Yeah. Oh, it's amazing. It's ridiculous. It's the best smelling closet in the house. Also subject to the tariffs. Apparel, goose down jackets.
Canada Goose.
Yep. Sounds like a Christmas dinner. Canada Goose. Toys and seasonal holiday decorations. So now Canada says they're going to retaliate. They say September 8th, you know what, we're doing this too.
Yeah, the head of Ontario just said, kiss my bleep
literally
to the president.
Yep.
You think that's going to help?
No. If Donald Trump hears the guy in charge of Ontario saying, kiss my blank,
yeah,
they're going to get slapped with even more tariffs. Steel and aluminum going into Canada is going to be tariffed. Dairy and agriculture, which is going to hurt our American farmers. Electronics, appliances. They buy a lot of American-made appliances. That's going to cost more money. It's not good, Julia.
No.
It's not good. And a tariff on Canadian automobiles, car parts, and steel also takes effect, and a lot of our car parts come from Canada. So, How do the markets do digesting all this tariff talk? Well, they didn't do too great. The Dow was okay. It was actually up on the day, 140 points. That's 0.25%. The NASDAQ was off 200. That is 0.75%. The S&P 500 today dropped 22 points. That is more than 0.25%. Annex Wealth Management, financial planning at every level. Feel only fiduciary all the time. Know the difference with Annex.
Bark and Scratch Outpost. We know you love your pets. They love you too, so don't forget. Your pets are happy when you take good care of them. Meow. Your pets are happy when you take good care of them.
Come on down, you will see.
We do it naturally. MilwaukeePetFood.com. Bark and Scratch Outpost.
Our friendly staff is available 7 days a week to show you a variety of high-quality, local, and national brand pet foods. Be sure to visit our freezer area for a large selection of diets and bones. Bark and Scratch Outpost, 5835 West Blue Mound Road. Leashed pets are always welcome. At Bark and Scratch Outpost, we think outside the bag.
Come on down, you will see.
We do it naturally. MilwaukeePetFood.com. Bark and Scratch Outpost.
As the kiddos get ready to get back to school, you can find really great back-to-school savings at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores. School supplies and some surprisingly cool clothing too. And teachers, you get an additional discount. Get the best back-to-school bargains at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
Ooh, you're gonna love it. St. Vincent de Paul.
When I shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, every time I come in, it's like a whole new store. It's because new inventory's arriving daily, all kinds of everything. And let me tell you, thrift store prices make buying easy. And helping others at the same time, that's icing on the cake. St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
Ooh, you're gonna love it. St. Vincent de Paul.
Traffic is brought to you by Pivot Work Injury Law. Worn down by work, contact Pivot Work Injury Law today.
Whether it's a sudden injury or pain that builds over years of hard work, Pivot Work Injury Law stands up for injured workers across Wisconsin. Contact Pivot Work Injury Law for a risk-free consultation.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
It's 5:30. I'm John Merkier. This is Wisconsin's afternoon news. Your top story: new sanction threats from the White House.
I'm Julia Fellow. The defense secretary pays a visit to Wisconsin.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. Eastbound 94 still has this problem right at Highway 175 in the Stadium interchange. Right lane's blocked with a broken down semi. So hopefully it'll be gone soon, but it's still going to be kind of causing some issues. We got delays basically from 84th Street solid all the way to 35th. Westbound's backed up from 27th Street to Hawley Road. We got eastbound 94 also slowing down in Waukesha County right past Barker Road towards Brookfield Road. And then on southbound 894, it's a pretty hefty ride from the Zoo interchange all the way down and around the Hale interchange to about 60th Street. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Really comfortable tonight, a low of 58. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, then a slight chance of storms at night, a high of 80. Right now, Milwaukee, it is 71 degrees.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent announces the launch of Operation Economic Outcast, a round of sanctions meant to cut off all business dealings with Iran. News Nation's Libby Dean.
Bessent says countries and companies that continue helping Iran move money, sell oil, or evade those sanctions could also be cut off from the U.S. dollar system. Now, the president has been calling world leaders himself, according to Bessent, pressuring them to cut off ties to Iran. And President Trump also wrote on social media this morning that, quote, "We're winning against everyone, including Iran, whose country is in economic and military death spiral."
China, Turkey, and the United Arab Emirates are among Iran's biggest trading partners.
Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth came to Wisconsin today, touting American military infrastructure while visiting Oshkosh Corporation's headquarters in east central Wisconsin. Hegseth also briefly addressed conditions aboard the USS Lincoln, which is returning to the U.S. after setting a military record for uninterrupted time at sea while stirring concerns about supply shortages.
It's been a tough deployment. They haven't had as much port visits as anyone would like. It's been longer than most, but they've done incredible things in the harshest of environments against an enemy, a determined enemy, that will change the course of history for American security.
Hegseth previously called reports of poor conditions aboard the Lincoln completely misrepresented.
The Supreme Court, in a 6-3 decision, clears the way for President Trump to implement portions of an executive order over mail-in voting. ABC's Devin Dwyer.
Specific issue here were 3 different steps. One was his direction of the Department of Homeland Security to create a federal citizenship list and to distribute it to the states. Second, he asked the Attorney General with this executive order to prosecute any state official who gives a ballot to someone who is ineligible. And finally, to direct the states and the U.S. Postal Service to come up with a plan to standardize these mail ballots.
It remains unclear how much can be implemented before the midterm elections.
A Milwaukee City Attorney's Office employee resigned after missing a legal deadline that could cost the city more than $800,000.
Kyle Bailey was tasked with responding to a lawsuit by manufacturer Regal Rexnord challenging the city's assessment value and property taxes on its downtown headquarters. Bailey didn't respond by a May deadline, claiming in a June hearing changes to city records technology had cases, quote, falling off the calendar. A judge ordered the city to pay more than $832,000 plus interest, though the case remains open with a hearing set for August 28th. The city attorney's office is declining to comment on the case. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Environmental regulators are waiting on state lawmakers to release $10 million aimed at addressing PFAS contamination in northeast Wisconsin. The money comes from the state's settlement with Tyco Fire Products over contamination near Marinette. Dre Rogers is with the Department of Natural Resources.
A top priority identified by community members was to provide safe drinking water to residents with private wells impacted by PFAS in and around the expanded site investigation area.
The DNR and Governor Tony Evers have formally asked the legislature's Joint Finance Committee for access to the money.
As Wisconsin college students head back to campus, some could soon have a faster path to a bachelor's degree.
Reduced credit 3-year degrees are gaining popularity nationwide, and Wisconsin is part of the trend. Mount Mary University in Milwaukee offers 3-year programs requiring about 95 credits, while UW Green Bay has launched a 100-credit option in computer science. The UW Board of Regents also opened the door for other state universities to develop similar programs. Supporters say students could save a year of tuition and enter the workforce sooner, though critics worry what students may lose by cutting a year of coursework. Classes across the UW system start next week. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all sports desk. The Brewers start the day with a 6-game lead over the Cubs for first place in the NL Central, and a day after dropping the final game of a 3-game series against the Braves. They did win the series. Up next, a 3-game set against the Mets starting tomorrow in New York. Packers head coach Matt LaFleur doesn't want to see any fighting when the Cardinals come to town for joint practices this week.
If there's an issue, I'm going to tell the guys, hey, you come tag me in. They can tag in my brother, and we'll throw down on the 50.
LaFleur's brother Mike is in his first year as head coach of the Cardinals.
That was really
It's going to be pretty special. But at the end of the day, we're just looking to try to get good work, both sides. Prioritize the Green Bay Packers, but if there is another team in the National Football League that I'll be rooting for, it will be the Arizona Cardinals.
You got a brother. You don't seem to like the brother banter going on here.
Oh, my brother would rip me. Yeah. It would be
Every
terrible.
time I play that Matt LaFleur bite, you're like, oh, that's so funny. How come you don't like that?
I don't know. I don't hear any laughing in the background.
It's kind of like a bro comment, kind of like a...
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope
like
they
you
do
have
throw
to
down.
laugh at that. What?
I hope they do throw down. I'd love to see him and his brother just go at it.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't that be entertaining?
Yes. Did you and your brother fight?
Oh, God,
your brothers?
all the time. How much time do you have? Yes.
That's
yes,
fun.
Especially my middle brother.
That's fun.
He had a tendency to cheat occasionally, and that did not go over well.
Oh.
Now, he to this day denies he cheated. Okay, he's
and
on
he
the record,
listens.
Yeah, he does. He denies he cheated, but you know what you did when we were 11 years old. That was a long time ago, by the way. It's 5:36 at WTMJ. Brian Nisnansky up next.
I'm Jim Croft. I'm not a politician. I'm a husband, dad, numbers guy, and a small businessman. I'm a regular guy with 2 jobs, and neither one is funded by taxpayers. I met my wife Marina while I was studying abroad in Mexico. One dance, and that was it. We came back here to Milwaukee and opened our dance studio. I'm running for state senate because between groceries, housing, and healthcare, 2 jobs barely fills the fridge for working families these days. Send me to Madison, and I'll work to lower the cost of living and make healthcare more transparent. And I'll cut your property taxes, make life more affordable for southeastern Wisconsin families, and to make sure that our kids have the same opportunities that we did. My one job will be to make sure that your one job is enough to support your family again. I'm Jim Croft, and I have a message for the Madison politicians that got us into this mess. No quieren bailar conmigo. You don't want to dance with me. Paid for by Jim Croft for Wisconsin.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on WTMJ.
Let's bring in the chief. Chief meteorologist Brian Nisnansky is with us. Hello, Niz.
Yo, what's happening, guys? How we doing?
Good. Hey, NOAA is forecasting above-average temperatures for Wisconsin this fall because of strong El Nino conditions. Mm-hmm. Is that what you're feeling? Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah. I mean, right now, El Nino is already kicking into big-time gear, and it could be possible that we have like a record-breaking El Nino by wintertime. And just to summarize El Nino again, it's a reminder for everybody, down to the basics, there is a spot in the Pacific Ocean off of South America. Now, if that area of water goes above average or below average, above average would be El Nino, below average would be La Nina. So for whatever reason, we could dive into it. That spot in the Pacific Ocean has a major influence on our weather here in North America. So when we are El Nino going into winter, which it could be the strongest El Nino on record, that typically leads to a warmer than normal winter and a drier than normal winter for us.
Oh, drier.
Okay, that's good.
Okay.
So less snow and warmer.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously this could be taken in 2 ways. Some people obviously would love the idea of a warmer winter. Part of me likes that too, but then the other part of me is like, well, I do like snow on Christmas.
Yeah.
I do like snowmobiling and stuff like that, and people rely on it. So I'm conscious of that. Now, it's not a guarantee, and I wouldn't even call it a forecast based on that. What that really is a statistical analysis.
Okay.
Let's say you had 100 years on record of a strong El Nino. That's not the case, but if you did, 70 of those 100 would be warmer than normal.
Okay.
For whatever reason, some other factor, the other 30 didn't pan out. So again, it's not a guarantee, but definitely pushes the odds in that favor.
If it happens, are we talking about maybe like 5 degrees warmer, 1 degree warmer, 10 degrees warmer?
Well, through the whole season, I mean, 5 or 10 would be really huge. Those don't seem like big numbers, but when you average every temperature out through a season, that would be really, really above average. But yeah, I mean, certainly something that would be noticeable, I think, is definitely a possibility or even likely. I think one of those winters where you have stretches of more of a brown, wet kind of 40-degree, day versus, the minus 10 stuff. So not to say that you won't have a couple cool downs, but when things are all said and done, the odds are definitely in our favor of a warmer than normal winter.
All right, Niz, how about the next 5 days? What are we looking at?
Yeah, so beautiful weather. I don't know about you guys, but I got the windows open at the house.
Yep.
It was fantastic last night. Comfortable conditions again tonight. Good sleeping weather, 58. For Tuesday, mostly sunny. Slight chance of a shower or storm Tuesday night. A high of 80 on Tuesday. And then some humidity kicks in again on Wednesday. There is a slight chance of storms on Wednesday, a high of 86, back down to 81 and mostly sunny on Thursday. And then Friday, partly cloudy and a high of 77 degrees.
Chief Meteorologist Brian Nisnansky. Thank you, Niz. We appreciate it.
Yeah. All right, guys. Good to hear from you. See ya.
All right. It is 5:41. Weather is sponsored by Infinity Exteriors, your local experts for roofing, siding, and window projects.
Hey, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Buying a roof, siding, or windows can feel overwhelming. Hidden costs, confusing contracts. We don't play that game. We educate you so you can decide. And when you know the facts, Infinity Exteriors is the clear choice. Since 1997, we've installed peace of mind with no surprise upcharges, flexible budgets, and immediate financing. Infinity Exteriors, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
Work, screens, everyday life, it can leave your body feeling constantly stressed. Headache, poor sleep, low energy, it all adds up. Connect Chiropractic puts me in the right spot all the time. They don't just treat the symptoms at Connect, they focus on the root cause. They use neurologically focused care to help your body function the way it's supposed to. 3 great locations: Connect Chiropractic in Wauwatosa, Delafield, and Oak Creek. State-of-the-art, gentle in nuance. They will help you heal. Connect with Connect.
Save big on everything for your next project when you shop at Menards. Check out our huge selection of bagged concrete mixes. Whether you're pouring a walkway, a concrete slab, or setting a post, we have the right product at the best price to get your project started. Shop our entire selection of concrete mixes in-store and on Menards.com. Plus, check out the weekly flyer and find all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Turnover. It's costly, it's frustrating, it's a silent profit killer. Vince Vitrano here for Go Trago Assessment Solutions. Go Trago helps you hire the right people the first time, reducing turnover, cutting hiring costs, and improving sales. Trago TPS predictive assessments identify top performers before they're on your payroll. Auto dealers nationwide are using Trago to operate with turnover rates more than 200% lower than the industry average. Visit GoTrago.com.
If you missed this,
So crazy. They were up by so much that Jackson Churio, who's a righty, came up to the dish and decided, you know what? I've never done this before. I'm going to try it from the other side.
Jackson Churio batting left-handed. Smokes one out to center.
or this,
A little more than 300 people lined up to get a moment with The Miz for a special ball signing. Take a look at my ball.
Ooh, that's really, really
I
sweet.
know.
catch up on the Wisconsin's Afternoon News Podcast wherever you stream. Sponsored by Diversified Wealth Strategies.
Let's get you where you need to safely with Debbie Lazaga.
All right. Well, southbound on 41, we've got just a little bit of a backup between Good Hope Road and Silver Spring. It's kind of spotty through there. Southbound 43 also backing up from about Good Hope Road to Bender Road, and then from Keefe down through the Marquette to the KK River crossing. On the northbound side of 43, just a couple of pockets right around the North Avenue area, so it's looking pretty good. We've got a couple of issues on 94 eastbound, an incident on the off-ramp to 35th Street, so just something to keep in mind there. And then, of course, they've got that broken down semi that they're still working on with the right lane blocked right at Highway 175. Delays there from about 76th Street through the stadium to about 35th. Westbound's backed out from 27th Street to Hawley Road, and things are getting better, but not perfect. We've got delays basically from National Avenue down and around the Hale interchange past Forest Home on 894. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
I'm very excited for this next weekend. Something super special is coming to town. It is part of the America 250 commemorations at the War Memorial Center, and the center is hosting the world premiere of the updated documentary Sijan. Gary Sinise is going to be there. A lot of our American heroes are going to be there, and we have 2 of them with us here in the studio. One of my personal heroes is Janine Sijan. She is Lance Sijan's sister. She's with us in the studio. And the esteemed General Brian Winsky, the guy in charge of the War Memorial Center, is also here. Boy, I've been looking forward to this. It's so good to have both of you here. Thank you.
Thanks for having us. Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody listening. And John and Julia, thanks so much for having us.
It's so good to see you. Janine, this is not going to be easy, but I'm going to ask you to give me a 2 or 3 minute version of your brother Lance and his heroism.
So he was an F-4C pilot in Vietnam out of Da Nang. November 9th, 1967, his aircraft went down from a faulty fuse. And he parachuted into the jungle, sustained tremendous injury, broken leg, compound fracture, bone sticking out sharp, broken hand, concussion. They tried to attempt to rescue him 2 days later. It was a failed attempt. And what he did then, he began to crawl for 46 days in the jungle with a broken leg and severe injuries. No food, no water, no medical attention. And he crawled backwards on his backside, just pulling himself with his elbows. 46 days into the jungle. Christmas Day, he passed out on a road and was captured by the North Vietnamese. And 220... 6'2" Lance was now diminished between 60 and 80 pounds. 80% of his flesh was gone. They took him to a temporary holding camp where he actually escaped by knocking out a guard. A village took a half a day to find him. They put him on a flatbed truck then to take him up to Hanoi to the prison camp, and that was a 10-day arduous travel up there. He was so ill at that point that it was pretty imminent that he was going to lose his life, but they still tortured and interrogated him. And actually on January 21st, 1968, he had gone down in 67, and 68 he was really gasping and losing his life, and the guards came in, took him away, and he died the 22nd, the next day. We didn't find out what had happened to him for 6 years, and the family was tremendously saddened every moment. We didn't know where he was. And then when he came back and we knew the story, we all really agreed that it was harder to know what actually happened to him than just not knowing. So from then on, the awards began, and I began to set my course on what the rest of my life was going to look like.
And you have protected his legacy every step of the way. You've made sure that we don't forget his name, that young service members don't forget his story. The documentary, an incredible documentary, has been remastered, and it's going to be re-released, and it's taking place on Sunday, August 30th. I want to ask you, General Winsky, as a guy who's dedicated your life to public service, and you know the story of Lance Sijan, what does it mean to have a guy of such heroism and such high character be one of us?
Yeah, Lance's example is one of just incredible character, sterling character, incredible grit, incredible toughness, incredible selfless service. He was not going to be broken. And, I read his book as a young teenager, or I read the book, Into the Mouth of the Cat, as a young teenager. And it just inspired me to service. And inspired me knowing that, just a regular guy from down Oklahoma Avenue there from me could do these extraordinary things in the defense of our nation. And all that he endured in captivity is almost unbelievable. But some of the good that came out of it is a lot was applied and remains applied to survival, escape, resistance, and evasion training that we do today, learning from Lance's example every day.
Wow. I feel like I learn something new every time I hear Lance's story. I didn't know that he was dragging himself backwards like that. I knew he was dragging himself, and also that he was found in the middle of the road like that.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me about the documentary, how different it is, and maybe it's remastered, what it looks like.
Well, we took it down to 60 minutes. It used to be 83 minutes, and we took it down to 60 minutes. And we decided that we would love to have a narration that was even better than what we had initially gotten. And I had known Gary, and I reached out and asked him if he would consider it, and he did. And it's just so much more powerful and emotional having him, who...
Gary Sinise we're talking about.
Yes, I'm sorry, Gary Sinise. And because of what he does for our veterans and our active duty, he has been with families and understands the impact of what happens to families. And what I've tried to do with this film is also talk about him as an individual, what we don't know about him when we only focus on the last 3 months. We certainly miss the measure of the man. And when you don't realize, too, what happens, we live our lives in concentric circles, and it's not just us. And so it is the families, it is the sisters, it's the parents and those who love them. And so we get to see that in this film as well. It's a parallel journey.
An important thing to know here also, Gary Sinise is going to be there, Janine's going to be there, the story's going to be there. Proceeds go to support the reconstruction of the Southeastern Wisconsin Vietnam Veterans Memorial through the War Memorial Center's Preserving Our Future campaign. So you buy your ticket, you celebrate our hero, you get entertained, you meet these people, and you also help preserve the legacy of many of our veterans. General, talk briefly about the Preserving Our Future campaign.
Yeah, speaking to the memorial first, we broke ground today on the renovation and restoration of it. And from the distance, it's going to look much the same, the three big pillars there. But we're taking up all the bricks. We're going to make all new pavers. There's some buckling. There's some damage to the bricks. Some of them are just worn and unreadable. So we are committed to restoring this thing and having the quality of this restoration match the quality of the service our Vietnam veterans have provided us. And that's a high level of quality, believe me. So it's going to be a phenomenal, restored memorial honoring all who gave their lives in Vietnam. So we are in the middle of a campaign to establish kind of a preservation fund that allows us to kind of operate in perpetuity without a whole lot of external support and resourcing. And that's well underway, but we got a ways to go on it. And like you said, all of the proceeds for everything that we do at the War Memorial, from the beer garden to these special events to the fundraising activities that we embark on, all go toward maintaining the War Memorial Center, the memorials we're entrusted with, and programs for veterans, etc.
What's the website to donate?
WarMemorialCenter.org. War Memorial Center, one word, .org.
And if you want tickets to the event, I think there's still some tickets left. I looked earlier today, and on August 30th, there are still some tickets left. The easiest way to find that, can you do that at your site also?
You can. It'll link you to an Eventbrite page,
okay,
and you can get tickets that way.
Janine, I admire you as much as I've ever admired anybody in my life. And I got to spend a lot of time with you as we raised money to refurbish Lance's plane at the airport. And your energy and your determination, and you made his legacy your legacy. You still travel the country talking to our young service members about the lessons learned from Lance. I know it's energizing. Is it tiring? Is it? You never seem tired. Your energy is this incredible thing, but this commitment that you've been living for so many years.
Well, I will tell you, it is the highest point for me. And then there's when I leave those events, I'm so high from touching people, hearing people, listening, and it's incredible the impact that he has. And I hear emotion in every single audience. And I live it as though it's happening. I never want to give anyone a Wikipedia version. I want to give them the real version. I owe it to them as attendees, and I owe it to my family. So it's a challenge, but I would never change it.
I love that you love your brother. It's just amazing. Just the stories that you've shared. And in a documentary, now that Gary Sinise, Lieutenant Dan from Forrest Gump, did it, is it much more powerful? Or is it more emotive?
It feels that way to me. He just has a delivery that is unlike others. And because he lives in that community too, there's a real emotional, energetic place that he draws from, and you can hear that. You have made a life of it, and you create things happening in real time if you can, right? And he does too, and you can hear that.
Are there VIP tickets still left?
I'm sure we can make that happen. So go to that Eventbrite page, and I think there's a selection for it. So
because there is the opportunity, if you're willing to help the War Memorial Center a little more, to meet Gary Sinise. And there's a reception. And if that's not available, we have to make a difference. You have to see the film. You have to go there and go to the website and check it all out. Thank you. Thank you for what you do, General Winsky at the War Memorial. Janine, thank you for what you do to protect your brother's legacy and to make this happen. You guys are two people in our community that make things happen. There are a lot of people that sit at tables like outside the studio and talk about making things happen. You, General, you, Janine, you're our general. You make things happen, and we don't take that for granted.
It's easy to be inspired by Lance's story, by the story of all our veterans and our service members. So just an honor and continuation of my service to do it. So I think you probably feel the same way, Janine.
I do, and I know when I tell Lance's story, I'm representing all who serve and all who wore the cloth of our nation. So I feel very privileged to be able to do that.
It's been our honor to have you guys here in the studio. It's always fun. It's always interesting. Go to the War Memorial site. Give us the website one more time, General.
War Memorial Center, all one word, warmemorialcenter.org.
And you can check out tickets to the Sijan film screening. It is on Sunday, August 30th. General Brian Winsky. There's a couple of showings, right?
It's at 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. Thank you.
Yeah.
2 o'clock. Janine, Sijan, always good to see you both. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
I love my friends. Bye-bye.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ.